Wednesday Night Wrestling. I kind of love this stream and fear this stream at the same time because obviously there's so much wrestling to watch on a Wednesday. We've got NXT, AEW. Both shows really take up a lot of our time, a lot of our attention. So I always like to talk to you guys in this hour before, and we stick around half an hour after as well, because I'm fully aware that I don't get a chance to speak to you guys as much as I would like to on a Wednesday. So yeah, we always stick around a little bit afterwards. So really looking forward to tonight. NXT looks absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. You've got Tegan Nox against Dakota Kai. We've got the finals of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. We got the Broserweights taking on grizzled young veterans. And we should be hearing from quite a few different superstars. I'd imagine Adam Cole is going to do a promo, because I'm pretty sure William Regal said he's got a surprise lined up for Adam Cole, because we might find out tonight who Adam Cole is going to face at TakeOver Portland. Yeah, we could find that out. There's rumours circulating as well, which some of you might have heard. But we'll come back to that anyway. We'll shout out to everyone that's in the chat, everyone that's joining us. Shout out to C Wrestling, shout out to Wrestling and Comics Awesomeness. We've got Mini Pug, we've got Callum Jess, Stop Motion, Walid, RJ, WWE Clay Sculptures. Shout out to all of you guys. Junior Simpson as well. Hello to TKG and William Hensey. Dave in Real Life. How you doing, bud? Dave in Real Life, all over Twitter, like constantly retweeting things and always saying really nice things, and really do appreciate the support, man. Same to all of you. Really appreciate all of you joining us for some Wednesday night wrestling. So what I want to do is let people know that we are live. I want to do that first. I don't know why, but I feel like YouTube have started to hide views and like how many people are watching and things like that. Every time I go on, always seems to be a little more hidden. For example, right, let me just show you this. This is just something that I'm just thinking out loud. I've just gone on to share the stream. Doesn't actually tell me how many people are watching right now, which doesn't bother me. I don't go on for that. I've literally gone on so that I can make sure it's live and so I can share the stream on Twitter. But I have noticed the past few days that YouTube have started to put like this video is recommended for you rather than how many views it's got. So I think there's just a couple of little tweaks, couple of little changes to YouTube, who are always changing bits and bobs, normally for the worse. But yeah, hello. Nightmare's mom, Days missed you on the chat last night. You were in our thoughts. Days missed the chat last night. Can't wait for NXT. Days shout out Joshua Hutton. Hope you are well. I am going to be shouting 146. Oh, amazing. Hello, everyone. 146. That's amazing. Hope everyone is well. Yeah, as I said, I am just going to put this up and then we will talk about whatever it is you guys want to talk about. In regards to AEW, I haven't actually seen what the lineup is tonight. So let me just do a quick AEW preview search and then we'll be able to read through what we are in store for tonight. So it says that 3 matches have been announced tonight. So tonight we're getting Jericho, Santana and Ortiz versus Darby Allin and Private Party. Darby Allin and Private Party as a team. Sounds quite interesting. I'm quite into that. Yeah, that sounds cool. Young Bucks versus Butcher and the Blade. I think the jury is still out on those. I mean, I definitely like the Bunny. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. But the Butcher and the Blade, for whatever reason, they've not really made the impact that I was hoping for on AEW. I like the look. I think the Butcher in particular, and certainly when he first gets into the ring and he's like doing those lunge walkies like all around, looks really cool. And the Blade with that mask, I think he looks cool as well. So I think their look is great. But, yeah, in the ring, I'm not hearing a great deal of people talking about them. So I'm interested to see what they can do tonight against the Young Bucks. So that should be a good match. And Cody versus Kip Sabian. Now, Kip Sabian, I think, is in a bit of a feud with Joey Janela at the moment. So I am expecting Joey Janela to get involved in that match. Also, I don't know if you saw the tweet that I sent out earlier, but there's orange Cassidy foam thumbs. This is amazing, right? So you know how, like, when he does a thumb up, he doesn't have the energy to quite put his thumb up. It's like around about here, yeah? They've actually made foam hands with his thumb like this that you can buy for the first time tonight if you go to the show. I should imagine they will make those available at AEW shop or wherever they sell their merch. And man, it is so great to see foam fingers back. It is so awesome. I actually had some, but I think they might not be. Oh wow, I've got one. I got one that I got from like a wrestle crate. Look at that. That's a too sweet one. How cool is that? Too sweet. There we go. That is a too sweet foam finger hand thing that I managed to get. People saying lag. Why is lag here? Why has lag hit us at this early stage? Okay, hang on. Let me have a look. I'm here chatting away, and we've got Lagasaurus. We've been visited by the Lagasaurus. Let me go back. Let me go in. Let me have a look. See what the current situation is. Got to sit through an advert. I hope everyone's well anyway. Whilst we're trying to get this fixed. Let's do skip ad. Yeah, I can see that it is a little bit laggy. Kind of looks like it's okay, kind of fixing itself. It looks all right on my phone again. I will keep an eye on it. Eric Haberman. Let me read out Eric Haberman's message whilst I'm fixing this. Days, have you seen the robot named Lawrence with a lifelike robot you can buy? It comes from France. It's on YouTube. It's really awesome. Okay. Oh, does it? That's interesting. That's interesting. C Wrestling says that it might lag whenever I use the laptop. Perhaps I am literally pushing this laptop to its absolute limits. That's interesting. Okay, well, I tell you what, I'm not going to touch the laptop anymore. Big up the Lagasaurus. Yes. Okay, I'm not going to touch the laptop again, right? So, there's that. And so, hopefully, that means that the lag goes away. And in regards to Eric Haberman, no, I haven't heard about a robot named Lawrence. But yes, I'm definitely going to check that out. I mean, why did they call it Lawrence? Of all the things to name a robot? Why Lawrence? Didn't they get, you know what? Lawrence. That robot looks like a Lawrence. What does a Lawrence look like in my eyes? In my mind, he's wearing glasses like this. He's got a shirt on. But he is a little bit handsome as well. He's kind of, do you know what I mean? Like, is the kind of guy that the girls might not go for at first. But if they would just give him a chance. They would see that he's got a really good heart. And actually, when he takes the glasses off and does something with his hair, good looking guy. That's Lawrence. That's Lawrence in my mind. Good looking guy. But he's got to spend a little bit of time on himself. Yeah, he's kind of let himself go. Shout out to the Sunny Wolf. Joshua says, Days, I've got a date. That's amazing. Many congratulations, my friend. Is it with Lawrence? Joshua, you've got to let me know. Are you going? Wow. That's amazing. Are you going on a date with Lawrence? I am so excited for you. So excited. Imagine CM Punk versus Edge versus Cena versus Taker versus Sting. That's a lot of old people. Days, I got some good news. The people in the Batangas area have now gone back to their homes. That is good news, my friend. That is good news. Shout out to Mars GV. Days, hope Kia is all right. She's depressed, but we keep giving her fuss and everything. So yeah, she's holding up all right. Days, I'm at work till 6. But I'm going to stay up and hopefully watch this stacked NXT. Absolutely. Where do you watch NXT in the UK? It is on BT Sport 1. It didn't used to be, but it is on BT Sport 1. And it moved like when WWE moved to BT Sport in early January. And so, yeah, you can watch it there now. France is my country. Please pay respect. Yeah, shout out. Love France. Shout out to France. Shout out to XO Bastion DBS, who is someone else that's very active on the Wrestling Days Twitter. So shout out to you, my friend. Days, an update on Edge. I wouldn't worry about Edge. The reason why I would say that is because if Edge legitimately had an injury, they wouldn't show him being loaded into the ambulance. As we saw on, was it Friday? Saturday, Worlds Collide with Alexander Wolf. He got injured, and it was not a great injury. We've heard that he's okay. We know that he's all right, but we don't know how long he's going to be out for. He might not be out. He might be back, but he has at least told us online that he's okay. But as soon as it happened, the camera cut away. The camera didn't focus on him. It focused on Bobby Fish. He got medical attention. There was no cameras on him being led out of the arena. All stuff like that. So that's what a serious injury is treated like. What happened with Edge, I think, is more storyline, and it was done so well. It was so well, and the fact that WWE even issued an injury statement, they made an announcement on social media saying, all we can tell you is that Edge has been taken to a medical facility. The fact that they came out with that it's brilliant. It's such a good way to blur the lines with social media, because you would feel like if they were going to issue a social media post that it would be a genuine injury, but I think that they're just getting really good at like blurring the lines and making you go, hang on, is it real? What's going on? What's happening? But the fact that it was they focused on it during the show, for me, means that even if it went wrong, the aftermath was still storyline. So should be all right, my friend. Should be all right. WWE Clay Sculptures, shout out to you, says Days. My brother said Cassius Ohno will challenge Adam Cole. I think it'll be Velveteen Dream. I would really like Cassius Ohno to get that opportunity. Cassius Ohno is someone that I think has had some good matches in NXT UK. Sadly, they've not been seen by many people, but he had a nice little feud with Tyler Bate, and he's been having some decent matches there. It might be difficult to put him in that title picture without like a really big build. Like for him to just come back to NXT and be given that opportunity is going to be very difficult to explain as to why they've done it, unless they really put over how great he's been in NXT UK. To be honest, I can't see it. I think they'd have to do a bit of work with Cassius Ohno to kind of build him up in front of, because you got to remember, NXT now is shown on USA Network, so people don't watch NXT UK unless they've got the network, and even then not everyone watches it. So I kind of feel like his next challenger is going to be someone from NXT or main roster. Could be someone from the main roster, because they were teasing that it was going to be something big. They were teasing like it's going to be big. So you could be right with the Velveteen Dream if the Dream is ready to return. But again, what has he done coming back from injury to warrant a title match? It's interesting. I tell you, I was getting a vibe from Regal and the announcements. I was getting a vibe that it could be like a Jushin Thunder Liger type thing, where they bring someone in, this big legend, for like a one-off match. I don't know who that person would be, though. I don't know who they could go out and bring in, what big name they could get. Certainly no one from AEW. They could go to New Japan and get someone from New Japan. I think they could do. I don't know what people's contracts are like. Like, I don't know if Okada can work with another company or if he is strictly New Japan. I should imagine he's probably strictly New Japan, so they would have to do a deal with them. But they got Jushin Thunder Liger not that long ago for a takeover show, so maybe they could go and get someone from New Japan. I got the vibe it was something like that. I really got the vibe that it was, or it could be Killer Cross. Killer Cross, you know, who is coming in, I believe, from Evolve. I don't know a great deal about him, but I've seen the buzz. There's a lot of buzz around this guy, and I've seen a couple of his matches, just like indie matches that he had. And both WWE and AEW wanted him, but the rumours are that he's gone to WWE, and they're going to push him right to the top. So it could be that they're going to bring him in and give him that opportunity. I just get the feeling that it is a surprise. I get the feeling it's going to be something that you're not expecting. I'm not expecting them to say it's Tommaso Ciampa. I'm expecting something else. If you think you know, tell me. Imagine if it was HBK. See wrestling, that would be incredible. That would be absolutely incredible, and it would fit as well because you know, HBK obviously works with Adam Cole specifically. I mean, he does a lot of work with a lot of the roster, but the rumors are that Adam Cole matches in particular are gone through and worked on with Shawn Michaels, who works very, very close with Adam Cole on his matches. So it would make sense for them to say, Shawn's coming back for one more match. He wants to add the NXT title to what he's achieved. Man, could you imagine that? That would be incredible. Shawn Michaels versus Adam Cole, main event of TakeOver Portland. Some people wouldn't like it because they'll say that Shawn's too old. They'll say that, you know, it should be given to an up-and-coming talent. But I think there has to be a degree of just once in a while giving us an absolute match that we never thought we would see. You know, you've got the rest of the year for any other match you want to do. You know, if you want to do Velveteen Dream, Adam Cole, you can do it. You know, there's enough TV time, there's enough takeovers, there's, you know, enough places they can do those matches. But that kind of a match, wow. Incredible. Days, there was a super chat, but you missed it. I'm sorry. I saw the one from Clay Sculptures that got our conversation going. Eric Haberman says, I've got no idea why they called it Lawrence. No idea why they called it Lawrence. And sadly, I can't see it. Looks like it's jumped off screen. Jason Peace, let me know. What did it say? And I will make sure to keep an eye out for your comment, my friend. Killer Cross was with Impact. He was also involved with Scarlett Bordeaux, who is in NXT. Shout out to Lewis E. Allen. Thank you very much, my friend. I've been very honest in saying I don't watch a lot of Impact. I've only watched a few shows. And every time I've seen it, I've enjoyed it. I thought it's a good show. But I'm not familiar with some of the stars as a result. So, yeah, there was a lot of excitement around him. Shout out to LSW. Charlotte Flair is going to challenge Ripley at WrestleMania. That is certainly a rumor that's doing the rounds. I don't know where it's at. I mean, like, I love the idea, but it's going to take some explaining. So for those of you that maybe haven't heard, the rumor is that we could get a Charlotte Flair challenge. It's certainly not set in stone. But you know, she didn't challenge anyone on Monday. So the speculation is she going to come to NXT and challenge the NXT champion? Because it seems like we're pretty much set for Bayley versus Sasha Banks. So the rumors are that it could be that we get Shayna Baszler versus Becky, and we get Charlotte versus Ronda. Now, I was talking about this the other day, and I said that I would have Charlotte challenge Rhea Ripley. But it's going to need explaining, because I don't think the NXT title is going to count as one of the world titles. You know, you've got, is she up to 7 world titles now, Charlotte Flair? So if she wants to keep adding to that, why wouldn't she just call out Becky or Bayley? Like, surely that's the top of the mountain. Surely adding to your world titles is what you're there to do. You compete to be the very best, and the very best is the Raw or SmackDown titles. So why would you go after the NXT title? That has to be explained in detail. Why? I mean, if I was booking it, I would turn around and say, I've won multiple championships. I'm gonna win multiple more. Winning the Rumble was never about adding another championship to what I've already achieved. My legacy is set in stone. I'm the greatest. Now I want to prove that there's distance between myself and the talent that's coming through. Now I can pick and choose who I want. So why go after a title that I can have any time I want because I'm the best on the main roster? Let me just remind you, not only am I the best in the main roster, I'm the best in this whole damn company. I call out Rhea Ripley. I want to take that title away from you. You go, all right then. You know? So along those lines, you go, oh, tasty. Yeah. Now she's out to prove. Just a little reminder. She's not worried about the other titles. She can go after them anytime. She's the best. She's proved she's the best. She just won the Rumble. I think she's got more championship reigns than anyone else. Why does she need to add another one at this stage? Now she's going to prove she's the best in the company by beating the person that's got the most hype around them right now. You know, Rhea Ripley, people celebrating in the ring. It's a good story. It's a good story. Right, Jason Peace says... I saw your message just... Oh, shout you out because it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Jason Peace. Happy birthday to you, my friend. I hope you're having a good one, dude. Really do hope you're having a good one. Man, I am so backed up on the chats here. We're trying to get through quite a few comments. Days, I have a chair from the Rumble and Sasha is on it, but Sasha was not there. Yes, she was meant to be. She was meant to be in the Rumble, but she picked up an injury and she was replaced by Kelly. That's what the reports were saying. So, yeah, that's why she was on the chair but not in the Rumble. George, we don't need any more at the moment, but I try to keep it very, very limited. Because I don't like, if I was to give it to someone, then I'd feel like I'd have to be giving it to at least 20 other people. So we keep it very limited. Is NXT going to be good tonight? I really think so. I think you're going to get some big announcements. I think you're going to get some really interesting matches. We've got a grudge match between Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai, which should be explosive. We've got the end of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, which should be incredible. Yeah, I can't see any way that tonight is going to fail. Really, really excited for NXT. And every time NXT put on like a big show like that, AEW step up their game. They really do deliver, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they do tonight. We've already said about like Young Bucks against Butcher and the Blade should be interesting. Darby Allin teaming with Private Party going up against Inner Circle. That should be interesting. I'm sure we're going to see... I don't think there's been any female matches announced, but we're sure to see some up from the women's division, which is getting better all the time. I'm a fan of Big Swole. I really like that Chris Statlander as well, so... I'm looking forward to both shows as always. Plus, we're back on dry land now. So, that should be a little bit better because I think the wind was kind of interrupting a little bit. Like, certainly with Britt Baker's promo, you know, she was like having to constantly like moving her hair around, and I don't think that was helping the situation. So, but we are back. Days, interesting note, if you check WWE YouTube for their last video and read the title. Okay. What does it say, see? Well, I'll look. I mean, I'm asking you whilst I'm actually looking. Rousey wants the NXT Women's Championship at WrestleMania. Oh. I heard actually that I heard the story. She said that she wanted Rhea Ripley, but I don't. Well, unless they're going to do Charlotte versus Ronda versus Rhea, which wouldn't be the worst match in the world, but Ronda would have to earn it. Ronda can't come back and just go straight after a title that she wants, even if it is the NXT title. But interesting. Why go after Rhea when she could go after Becky? Seems a bit silly. Ronda, you'd think Ronda would want to... There's a debt, as Becky said, Becky had a debt that needed collecting on Asuka. Ronda's got a debt that needs collecting on Becky, so she should be focused on that. Days avoided yesterday's stream after Monday's bot invasion. I'm not worried about the bots. Why would Canadian not say double hockey sticks referring to hell? Days, why did you not stream NWA yesterday? Yeah, there was no NWA stream yesterday. And well, it's a little bit messy, if I'm being honest. I think the important thing that absolutely cannot get lost in translation is I love NWA, love NWA power, still watching the show, still supporting the show, still sending tweets out, still love the product, still a massive fan of Thunder Rosa. Absolutely nothing has changed. That's the headline, right? Whatever follows after, whatever we're about to say, is in small print compared to nothing has changed at the top as a headline. So absolutely love NWA. And I even set the stream up yesterday. Was going to stream about 10 minutes before. There was people actually in the stream, in the chat and everything. But then I saw online that NWA were doing their own watch-along, which I had no idea about. Hadn't heard any rumours about it. Literally saw it 10 minutes before we were about to start streaming. 15 minutes. And I was surprised. There's no two ways about it. I was definitely surprised. Not upset, not angry, or anything like that, because, to be honest, I just want to see them succeed. I really do want to see them succeed. I want the best for NWA because I believe them to be one of, if not the best wrestling shows out there. So, again, headline, love NWA power, only want the best for them. So if they're doing their own watch-alongs now, I would kind of think probably makes sense. Actually, they can put talent on that can talk to you whilst the show's on, and you can get their thoughts. This week it was Zicky Dice. Maybe next week it's Thunder Rosa. Maybe next week it's question mark. I don't know. A question mark watch-along would be insane. Yeah, they could bring in different talent. They could tell you about backstage news that I'm just not privy to. They could give you breaking news. They could make announcements. They can talk to you directly. I mean, it's always cool when we had like Nick Aldis in our chat and we had Thunder Rosa in our chat. Imagine a watch-along where they're the ones that's reading all of... Like, you sit there and you go, yeah, it actually does make sense for them to do that. Equally, though, does it make sense for me to compete against that? Like, I want the best for NWA, so why would I do a stream at the same time? It doesn't make much sense, does it? Like, NWA now are sending out tweets, sending out Facebook posts saying, come watch our watch-along, yeah? What do I do? I'm kind of saying, you can watch ours as well if you want. Which, honestly, I looked at it and thought, well, there's no point. We've got a great community. We've got a fantastic community. But it's a community that meets up on a regular basis. We do Raw streams, we do NXT and AEW, we do SmackDown, we do pay-per-views, we do all these different streams. So I kind of looked at it and thought, well, hang on, I can't compete against Thunder Rosa doing a watch-along or Nick Aldis and breaking news and all this. So, and plus also, I don't want to be competing against the NWA. I don't want to take views from their watch-along. Why do I want to do that? I would want you lot to, if you want to watch along, there's one out there now on Facebook. It's their own watch-along. So, it didn't make sense. In the 10 minutes I had to make the decision of what do I do? Do I carry on and do the stream? But I don't want to be competing with the NWA. I want to be supporting the NWA. what do I do? So I had to make a decision, and the decision I made was, well, let's not stream. Let's not stream. Let's let them do their stream and encourage people to go to their stream, which is what we did online. It's what we did on Twitter, where I was saying to people, go to their stream. Zicky Dice, it's going to be fun. Go over. It's on Facebook. There was a few people that were like, I haven't got Facebook, so I can't go there, can't do that. And I was like, oh, that is a shame. I didn't really consider that in the 10 minutes that I had to make that decision. So I can understand that people don't use Facebook, so those people would miss out on a watch along. But honestly, I looked at it and thought, well, it makes sense. I mean, there's nothing stopping the NWA streaming on Twitter and on Facebook. I think you can stream on Twitter. To be honest, I don't know. I've never looked into it, but I'm pretty sure you can. I'm sure you can. So it's something that they could grow, and it's something that I don't want to stand in the way of, and it's something that, if anything, I would only want to support. I would still watch the shows. I would still be vocal on Twitter. I would still do all of that. And in regards to, are we doing a stream next week? I honestly don't know right now. I don't know, because for everything that I've just said, what was really cool, and this was really cool, and I really appreciated it, was the fact that as soon as I said, guys, I think my post was, guys, love NWA Power, I want nothing but the best for them, 100% going to watch, going to support, but there's no need to do 2 watch-alongs. As soon as I sent that out, NWA came back going, what? No, we want you to. We want you to still do your watch-alongs. And I really appreciated that. I really appreciated that, because that reassured me that I hadn't done anything wrong. Because part of me was kind of like, have I said something that's caused this? Are they feeling like a need for this because I've said something and they've gone, we should probably start doing our own now. So the fact that they were straight away online saying, well, what you doing? No, we want you to stream. We want you to do your watch-alongs as well. We enjoy watching them. So the whole thing is very confusing, is the answer. So apologies if you did tune in for a stream yesterday. I don't know. I don't know is the answer. Because I really, really do not want to be competing against them. I don't want to compete against them. But equally, I understand not everyone's got Facebook, so I don't know. So there's that. There's always that. Ross Vape says, Thunder Rosa says that she wants you to stream. Yeah. The I can't stress it enough. Yeah, the straight away the support was incredible. As soon as I said, and again, I don't want to make mountains out of molehills. I don't want anything I'm saying to get misconstrued, which is why I'm repeating myself a lot. I love the NWA. I love NWA Power. Still watching, still supporting, still sending out tweets. I'm not streaming so that their stream is better, bigger, more people watch it. Do you know what I mean? I do not want to compete against them. I do not want to. I've got no interest in going up against the NWA. Why do I want to stream whilst Zicky Dice is streaming? Go over there. He might tell you some stuff that I just can't. We have a laugh and we've got a community, but we stream during Raw and we stream during NXT and AEW. We stream during SmackDown. We do UFC streams. We do pay-per-view streams. We do all these streams. It's I don't want to compete against the NWA. So, but as I said, really appreciate them coming out saying, no, this hasn't been done because you've done anything wrong, or, you're great at what you do. We want you to stream. And Thunder Rosa, as you said, very kind. Just out of the blue, just came out and was like, want you to stream. This is the NWA podcast, very kind as well. Everyone's been really kind. It's been great, but I'm not, it's really hard to explain. I don't want to get in the way, and I don't want to compete against them, and I think it's something that I've just got to give a little bit more thought to. I just don't know, is the answer. But thank you everyone for all the support, all the kind words, everything that's been said. It was greatly appreciated, and no hard feelings from me. I'm not down about it. I'm not upset about it. I'm not angry about it. Nothing. I was surprised. I will admit that. I was surprised. I didn't expect it. I didn't know about it. I saw it 10 minutes before the stream. So you can imagine I was surprised. But, and I suppose a little concerned at first because, as I said, it did go through my mind. If I upset someone, you know, we like to have a laugh and a joke. Did one of those jokes go too far, or... I don't know. I just didn't know. So the fact they were straight away like, "Whoa, we want you to stream. What are you doing? We need you to stream. We enjoy your streams." You know, the fact they came out and said that was so appreciated. It really was. And now has kind of really left me in a state of confusion over it, to know what to do, to know what the right thing is to do. So yeah, I don't know. Anna Dawes Days. NWA talent has been on streams. That's true. The reason for the community is your community, your birth child. We all come for the days. Thank you, Anna Dawes. Appreciate the kind words. Yeah, I understand that. I understand that we have a community that doesn't use Facebook. That there were some people saying, "Look, I'm not interested in." No disrespect to Zicky Dice. Absolutely no disrespect. But there's people saying it's not someone that I enjoy as a wrestler. Is not someone that I want to watch for an hour, and I can understand that. So there was a degree of that. There was a degree of I don't use Facebook. There was a degree of this is our community. I totally get all of that. I totally understand all of that. But it's just very difficult when you're doing a watch along and the company that you're trying to support are promoting a separate watch-along, a different watch-along, and their own watch-along, which of course they would, and it totally makes sense as well. Like, I'm sitting here going, yeah, they should do that. You know, that does make sense. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not angry, I'm not upset, not anything. I'm relieved I didn't mess anything up. I'm relieved that I didn't upset anyone. And we'll have to make a call. We'll have to look at it and make a call. Right now, I don't know what to do for the best in regards to Tuesday night streams. But all comments are and suggestions are welcome. Thank you to everyone that's dropping kind words in the chat. Really do appreciate it. I promise you that I am not saying those things to fish for compliments and to fish for nice things to be said. I'm trying to be as clear and as honest on this because I really don't want any confusion. I don't want any mixed messages. I would absolutely hate for people to think that I feel betrayed by the NWA or, I mean, first of all, they owe me nothing. Second of all, I love their show. Third of all, I just want the best for them and I want them to grow. You know, I mean, like, trust me, after this, I'm going to their shop to buy a few more things. So I'm still properly behind them. And I was on This Is the NWA podcast yesterday. I was actually doing some research for a video and I had that on in the background. So I was listening to what they were saying. And yeah, I love those guys. And then, you know, I saw there was a few people. I saw Jason Peace in the chat over there and a few familiar names over there as well. So, yeah, shout out to our wonderful community. You guys are the best. You are the best. The support was awesome. But hopefully we're all on the same page. Right, which is what Xavier Woods said. Oh! That was bad. We should move on. That was a Triple H joke. Right, full show live. Do you think is right? Do what you think is right. Thank you, Seth. Dave's big news. My wife is pregnant. Whoa! Congratulations, Undeniable Heel. That is amazing, bud. Very, very cool. Many, many congratulations. Really, really pleased for you. That's really cool. Really, really cool. Dave's glad you're here. Shout out to you, Jeff. Yeah, I'm glad that you guys are here as well. Really appreciate the support. Right, we've spoken briefly about NXT and what we're in store for tonight. We've spoken briefly about AEW. There's a few other little rumours and bits that are floating around at the moment. I don't know if you've heard, but it is being rumored now that it is going to be Roman versus The Fiend at WrestleMania. I don't know how we're going to get to that. Like, I would imagine Roman wins Elimination Chamber. So I'm guessing that means that Fiend and Daniel Bryan are going to still be in a feud for the short term. A lot of people have asked me after. I'd be interested to know what C thinks, actually. I think C Wrestling's around. Obviously, he does a lot of Fiend theory videos. I can't call it now. I'm really struggling. I really thought that someone would interfere and cost Daniel, and that would then be Daniel's next feud. Then The Fiend could always do a few random attacks until we get to, like, Elimination Chamber, maybe a mini feud with someone. And then Roman wins Elimination Chamber, and then bang, that's it, we're at WrestleMania. But I can't figure out now what we do. I mean, the only thing I can think is that Daniel Bryan Fiend feud continues until Elimination Chamber, which I think is in March. I think it's March. Because obviously in February we've got the Saudi Arabia show. So I'm guessing it's going to continue all the way till then. And then we'll get Elimination Chamber. Then we get Roman winning. And then it's just a real short build between Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania. But let me know what you think. I'd love to know people's thoughts. Roman could be recruited by the Locker Room to end the Fiend's reign of terror. That's cool. I like that idea. You could stream and donate to NWA for it so that everyone wins. You could stream and donate to NWA. It's not money that they need. They're all right for money. I think the odd £50 that I was to throw their way wouldn't really make the... Plus, I throw enough money their way with the amount of merch that I buy. What NWA need... I do want to move on from this conversation because I think we've said everything that needs to be said. But what NWA need is eyes on the product. That's what they need. They need more and more people. So the best thing that you can do is tell a friend. The best thing you can do is tell a friend that's into wrestling or someone that you think might get on board if they gave it a chance. Someone that maybe doesn't watch wrestling, but look, you've got to watch this show. I think you'll really enjoy it. It's 45, 50 minutes a week, and it's a fun, colourful wrestling show. Check it out. I promise you, that makes the world of difference. What they need isn't money. It's eyes on the product. Which, again, it's why I just don't want to be... Why do I want to be sending out tweets and saying, come and join the watch-along, our watch-along and everything, when potentially I'm taking people away from their watch-along? Which is why the whole thing's a little confusing. Brian is going to take a break because he won't go to Saudi. That's a very good point. Personally, I'd like to see a quick Matt Hardy feud. That would be cool before he leaves in March. But I think Kane will be next. Then Roman breaks our hearts. I agree with the Matt Hardy thing. Yeah. I don't think they would do Fiend Matt Hardy all the way to WrestleMania. So I think the Roman rumours are true. Could you imagine, though, that if he had a little feud with Matt Hardy and then was able to kind of recruit Matt Hardy, and then you've got Roman versus Fiend, but Matt Hardy's kind of on the peripheral of the Fiend character? I know it won't happen. I know they're not going to do that for Matt, even though I'm sure Matt would enjoy the creative freedom that would hopefully bring. So yeah, I can't see it, but I agree. I think that'd be a really cool way forward. Eric Durugi, hope you are well, says, what's your take on Matt Riddle heat? Matt Riddle. Okay, yeah, that's another rumor that we need to talk about. So obviously, Brock and Matt Riddle had words backstage, and at Royal Rumble, Brock basically said, don't mention my name. We're never going to work together. Okay, and then Riddle came back with something, but that hasn't been reported because apparently it was a back and forth. And now reports earlier today that at NXT they actually sat the talent down and said, look, do not call out main roster talent. Do not say anything to the main roster on social media, please. And apparently they all laughed because they all know that this has come from Matt Riddle and him calling out Goldberg and him calling out Brock and all of this kind of stuff. I can see both sides, to be honest. I think it's great that Matt Riddle can create hype like that. We all wanted to see Matt Riddle at like number 2 or number 3. We wanted that Matt Riddle-Brock face-to-face moment because we know Matt wants that opportunity. So I think it builds intrigue. Like, I really like it. I want to see Matt Riddle, Brock Lesnar because I know Matt Riddle really believes he can beat Brock Lesnar. There's, you have to deserve it, earn it. I get all of that. But it definitely adds. It definitely adds to things, where you've got a little bit of real life animosity, real life issues kind of a thing sneaking in. So I really like it. I really, really like it. Equally, though, I understand why they've turned around and said, do not call out main roster stars. Because imagine if you're Bronson Reed, let's just throw a name out there, Bronson Reed from NXT, and he starts calling out Bobby Roode, right? They have a little altercation or something, someone said something, and then he starts calling out Bobby Roode. Creative might have no plans for Bronson Reed versus Bobby Roode. Like, it just might not be on their radar at all. And it might be something that's not going to happen. So why work the fans up? Why get the fans all talking about something that's never going to happen when WWE wants the fans talking about the stories they are giving you? Because Matt Riddle's doing it, and he's kind of the only one at the moment. But if everyone was to do it, there'd be so much noise. Have you seen what this person said? Have you seen what that person has said? They've just called them out. Have you heard that they've called them out? If everyone was doing it, it would be a lot of noise. And there would be a lot of conversations. And you might then lose focus with the story that is being told. I mean, we all wanted Matt Riddle at number 2, number 3 because of what Matt Riddle had said, not because of what WWE wanted, not because of what Brock Lesnar wanted, not because of NXT booking or anything like that. Because of what Matt Riddle had said online, we wanted him at 2 or 3. So he has managed to influence us into wanting, same as Liv Morgan. Look at Liv Morgan. We all went crazy for her being part of the fun. It was never part of the plan. It was never part of creative. Could they have took what she had done and done something with it? Yes. Should they? Yes. But they didn't. And they were never gonna. And I could imagine that they might even cut down on that as well. Like telling superstars off for telling their own stories that have got nothing to do with WWE. I think they want them to be getting over who they are, their characters, the storylines that they're involved in. Don't stray from the narrative. And I do understand. I do understand that. I really do understand it. Because it would be a lot of noise otherwise. And it'd be very confusing. So, I'm a little bit of both. I love it. I love what Matt Riddle did. I'd love to see him with Brock. I would love to have seen the Liv Morgan thing get a payoff. I think what the superstars do online is genuinely very good. Equally, I can understand WWE wanting them to stick to the narrative. I think Matt Riddle is perhaps the most infectious wrestler alive. You can't help but smile when he's on TV. No one else has got that quality. He's very cool. Days Legend, can't wait for the show. Shout out NWO for life. Riddle should be careful. Everyone knows that Brock is Vince's favourite. I think... Oh, I read that one. I couldn't sleep when I heard about Kobe. Yeah, Heartbreaking. I did actually have an image behind me for the past few days, but this is a different background that we use because we need the 2 screens. And I am a little disappointed, actually. I didn't realise the AEW screen is so low. Like, it's like down here. So I will try and adjust that for future NXT AEW shows somehow. Joe says, Days NXT looks like it's going to be great tonight. It does. And you know what? I still haven't texted out. I still haven't sent the message out letting people know that we are live. So, Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Final. We've got on AEW, it is Inner Circle versus... Wow, let's just put Inner Circle and Cody in action. Lovely. That'll do. Plus, much more. Boom. Did you see that Tegan Nox had gone out and got 28 tattooed behind her ear because she was the 28th entry into the Royal Rumble? Isn't that crazy? Fair play. Do you know what I mean? Like, that. It is a once-in-a-lifetime real dream thing, isn't it, to be in the Royal Rumble? So I totally understand why she did it. But yeah, went out, got a tattoo behind her ear, number 28. That's how Zack Ryder got over, by using social media. That's true. Again, though, I mean, they did embrace that character. They didn't really use the Internet Championship, though, did they? You know, I suppose in a way, you're absolutely right. That's another example of a superstar taking it upon themselves to get themselves over. And it kind of worked in the sense of he was still able to bring elements into his character. But they could have gone so much further with that if they'd have really got behind him. Which, it's such a shame. Such a shame. There's so many examples. Like, if they were to get behind Matt Hardy now, just imagine what they could do. If they'd have got behind Liv Morgan, imagine what they would do. If they got behind the Matt Riddle, Brock Lesnar story, imagine what they would do. I kind of feel like wrestlers shouldn't be punished for trying to get themselves over. That's crazy. Equally, they can't be going off telling their own stories and creating their own stories, because it's not going to work, is it? If you've got people over here creating their own story, but it's going to conflict with someone over here that's doing their own story, and someone over here is doing something else, and then you've got creative that are trying to tie it all together. I do understand why they want to control it more, but I wish that they were to give them their characters and say, look, Ricochet, we want you to really run with the idea of being a superhero. So, you know, you can do all this amazing stuff. You're known as like a superhero type character. Can you bring that onto your social media, please? You know, if you was Ricochet, then you could like go out, film some little clips of you doing some superhero things, maybe stopping some muggers, or I don't know, whatever. Just having like, you know, having some fun with it, doing some stuff with it, like getting some people talking with the idea. Ricochet is #Ricochet is a superhero, or I don't know, whatever. Ricochet man. But just the idea that they could then explore it, do something with it, but it's still within the narrative. It's still within their characters. So much they could do, but they just don't. You know? I mean, Bray does it. Bray, I mean, they've obviously given Bray a lot of freedom, but shows that it works. Shows that it works. If it worked, everyone from NXT would just call out The Fiend and Brock Lesnar, and that would be silly. That's true. Very, very true. Creative is what's the problem with WWE. Yeah, it is too rigid. It is very, very rigid. I think it could be relaxed a bit more to let... I would do that. I honestly would let the wrestlers kind of explore their characters a little bit more online. Because I think Liv Morgan, Matt Hardy in particular, Bray Wyatt, you know, those names in particular show that when they are allowed or they weren't even allowed. But I mean, you saw what Liv Morgan was capable of. She got herself trending on Twitter. Like they can really build up their own hype, but it's got to be done within the framework of what their characters are. I kind of feel like Liv Morgan's character is to do with karma. There was a video that was released on WWE Twitter from Liv Morgan, and she said that she is here now to collect karmatic debts. So again, she's talking about karma. She's talking about collecting debts. If you've done some wrong, she's here to fix it. If you've wronged someone, she's here to wrong you. She is karma. I like that. I like that side of her character. But I kind of feel like she could have used social media a little bit more to have maybe pushed that in the build-up. I'm not sure that she really did. I think it all got confused with the Funhouse, and we were so adamant then that she was going to join the Funhouse, and people were so adamant that she was Sister Abigail. Kind of feel like if she was trying to push the karma thing, it kind of got a little bit lost in translation. So, I just... bit more freedom for him. Keith Lee and Braun at WrestleMania. That would be cool. Yeah, obviously both eliminating each other at the Royal Rumble. Or kind of both getting each other eliminated at the hands of Brock because they distracted each other. Be a bit of work needed there. What with Keith Lee being the North American champion. But yeah, it'd be a simple enough story to tell. And be a great match. That'd be really good. Keith Lee. Sky's the limit with him. He can be WWE champion. But then, and I've said this before, I say the exact same thing about Big E. And look what they did with him. There's nothing to say that they won't just put Keith Lee in a tag team on the main roster. So, I honestly don't know. But I feel like he should be in that WWE title picture or Universal title picture. Daniel Brochu says, Days, imagine the Broserweights versus Kenny and Hangman. Yeah, I agree. I would love it. It's obviously not going to happen. I really think Broserweights win tonight, by the way. Reason why I'm saying that, I said it online, is the fact that I really feel like the winners are obviously going to go and face Undisputed Era, which are a heel team. So you can't really have another heel team win. I don't think you could have Grizzled Young Veterans Undisputed Era. Be a great match. And people would pick their favourites. But I think it probably makes more sense to have a face team versus a heel team. So on those kind of grounds, I would say the Broserweights win. Days, do you ever feel angry at others? At who? No. Is the answer. I'm trying to... I have got angry in my life, but I can't think of an example of when I felt angry at someone. No. Maybe Randy Orton for doing what he did to Edge. Shout out to Patrick O'Neal and Nolene. Pete Dunne is going to turn heel. He's a great heel. Pete Dunne is he's a great face. He's a great wrestler, Pete Dunne. So you can kind of do it all. Shout out to Lauren Brindle. Hope you are well. Will we see Killer Cross? Well, we were speculating earlier about who's going to challenge Adam Cole. And C came up with a really good idea about, imagine if it was Shawn Michaels, which would be amazing. Killer Cross, definitely a name that's in the mix as well. Rumours are that he's going to go straight to the top, but don't know what that means, to be honest. Don't know if that means straight to the top of NXT or straight to the main roster. I'd be surprised if he went straight to the main roster because I don't know a great deal about him, and I'm a wrestling fan, so... if you didn't watch Impact, you don't really stand much chance. So I would imagine they'll put him in NXT first, is my guess. They just gave us a 10-second countdown. What if the Broserweights beat Undisputed Era and it is left with Adam Cole, baby? AEW is live. Oh, I've got 30 seconds on Fight. I'm on the Fight app. And I've got a countdown saying 26 seconds still. So I'm still waiting. Killer Cross is going to attack Keith Lee. That would be amazing. Well, we are live with NXT. So we are. I don't need that. I need that. We are just wait and see what the first match is going to be. They're just showing us recaps of previous weeks, and AEW is about to start as well. Where I can, I am, of course, going to be talking to you guys in the chat, but as you know, many of you will know, on a Wednesday night, it is a little bit tricky because we do have NXT and AEW to try and watch at the same time. But I do want to talk to you guys as well, because I love you. Keith Lee, obviously victorious with that North American Championship. Days the show is starting. Yeah, we've got them both on, but both are just recaps of previous weeks. Shout out to Wes Heron. I hope everyone's going to have a very special evening. I hope it's a lot of fun, man. I mean, they're actually showing us oh man, we've got Dusty Rhodes talking at the start. Just a little commentary from Dusty, because of course it is the final of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. We've got Moxley making his way down. He's still got the eye patch on. Yeah, he would be brilliant actually for WrestleMania this year, because obviously WrestleMania is pirate themed. So Moxley making his way down to the ring. Beat Pac last week, so we'll get an opportunity. I'm guessing it's a promo. Wow. Amazing from Beth Phoenix. Beth Phoenix really upset. She says, what should have been a great weekend was ruined by Randy Orton's actions. Adam told her to go to work because that's what they do. So let's do this. So really love that. Love the fact that Beth Phoenix isn't here just pretending that everything is okay. She's really selling, you know, the idea that Edge really is in a bad way, and she's very emotional about it. That's very cool. Very, very cool. So Finn Balor is on his way out, but he is in wrestling attire. He actually attacked Trent Seven backstage. Well, in a parking lot, actually. Trent Seven was about to get into his car. And Finn Balor from behind pushed him against the door, and he was like, "Hello, mate!" Like this. That's an awful accent. But it was like, "Hello, mate. Tell Tyler to stay out of my business." So it actually led to speculation on Twitter that we could get Balor and Devlin as a tag team taking on Mustache Mountain, which would be insane. I would love that. I would love it. Moxley doing a promo to start the show. Balor in the ring. I don't think Balor is going to cut a promo. Beth re-dyed her hair. There's no red. That was rough, wasn't it? Moxley talking about that AEW championship. Days, if AJ never got injured, Randy would never have done the spot on Raw. Also, if Bray did get injured in September, the Fiend would never have been a thing. Yeah, good point. Oh, it is Trent Seven. Oh, hello. Trent Seven's here. So, yeah, they built up to this. They're showing the clip actually right now. Here we go. Trent Seven getting pushed up against the car. Hello, mate. Days, if I was in the Rumble, I would want to be number 8 or 24 in honor of Kobe. Balor versus Trent. Yeah, amazing way to start the show. Moxley says he's no hero. He's made every mistake in the book. Fantastic match to start off NXT. Finn Balor versus Trent Seven. Moxley says all the championships and money don't mean anything unless you've got your honor and you don't live by a code. Oh, Trent was about to roll in the ring, but basement dropkick by Balor. Balor's not going to wait around for Trent Seven to do his roly-poly thing. Balor stomping away on Trent. Both still had their jackets on. Crowd appreciate the fact that he's not messing around. Wow. No, ref's upset. Look at the ref. I don't know if I've seen that ref before. He's having a right go at Balor. Brave man. Stupid man. Finn is a bully when he's a heel. Yeah, look, Trent Seven staggering all over the place. Look, oh, again, he's got jumped again. He tried to take the towel off from around his neck, and now he's getting kicked. Moxley says there's not a damn thing you can do about it. Who do you think is the most underrated wrestler? I don't know. Let me know in the chat. I think that's a really good one to throw up to the chat. Who do you think is the most underrated? So, someone that just keeps getting overlooked. I mean, the first names that come to mind are like Cesaro. I mean, Cesaro is just underrated his whole career. Okay, so Moxley, calling Jericho out? Jericho on the way. It's all Finn Balor on NXT at the moment, smashing Trent Seven into barricades, edges of the ring. Moxley is in the ring, and Jericho is slowly making his way out. Red jacket, bright red jacket. Looks like he's about to host a game show, Jericho. Looks like he's about to do like The Price is Right. Is Celebrity Squares still a thing? Mania is going to be amazing. Yes. Shorty G. Yes. Sami Zayn. What is going on with Sami Zayn? Bobby Roode. Cedric Alexander. Nakamura. Well, they have put the IC belt on Nakamura. Cesaro needs a manager. Mustafa Ali. Nakamura again. Ziggler. Chad Gable with the Shorty G gimmick. Couple of for Chad Gable. Double stomp by Finn, just getting a 2 count. See what Jericho's got to say. Jericho says he laughs when he hears about what Moxley has done. All you've earned is a spike to the eye. Thank you very much, Chris. Sammy, Cesaro, Luke Harper, yeah. EC3, there's too many to list. That's the depressing thing, isn't it, Anna? You're right. Little roll-up by Trent Seven, but Balor gets out. Big back chop. This match is going at like 1,000,000 miles an hour. Balor against the rope. Sling blade. Jericho is just saying all you had to do is say yes, Moxley. Did he just mention? Who did Jericho just mention? He said he went to apologize to her. Is it Moxley's mom? We're at commercial break, NXT. What's he doing? You have what it takes to beat Le Champion. You don't even have what it takes to blink with both eyes. Jericho asking Moxley, you want to fight me tonight? Go to hell. Didn't think so. Neville was underrated. What's your favourite, NXT or AEW? It changes each week, to be honest. I really do just go with whatever I genuinely think is the better show. Inner Circle making their way out. Shout out to Wrestle with Andy. Days, did you know Ronda Rousey wants the NXT Women's Championship? Yeah, it was a rumour that was doing the rounds. It was a report that I'd read earlier in the day, but C Wrestling pointed out that a video had just been uploaded where Ronda is saying it to Corey Graves on After the Bell. So, I don't know. I mean, like, you would think that Ronda would get whatever she wanted, but it's going to be a weird one to book, isn't it? Unless, you know, does she want revenge for her friend Shayna or something? I'm telling you now, if Rhea Ripley gets out of a Ronda Rousey armbar, it might be the end of me. I might not cope. I might not cope with that. Okay, we've got Inner Circle. Okay. Moxley says that he was born and raised in Ohio, which is where they are tonight. So he's not going to be outnumbered. John Cena is the most underrated. Yes. He definitely should have won more matches than he did. I don't understand. Moxley's like, it's not 5-on-1, it's you versus me and this entire arena. But it is definitely 5-on-1. Because if any of that arena interferes, they'll be ejected. Whoa! Jericho calls Moxley a stupid SOB. Love when things go insane. Apparently they've got some Inner Circle street thugs. Yeah! What is going on? So, I think Inner Circle are now up to about 10 members. This match still going on. It's a really good match between Trent Seven and Finn Balor. So, Inner Circle making their way down. There's 10 of them. There's only one Moxley. It is very absurd, yes. Into the corner goes Finn Balor. Moxley standing his ground. Oh, headbutt. DDT. Now he's going after the rest of them, but he's getting destroyed. All right, is the locker room coming down? I think we've got officials coming down. There's a big brawl on the entranceway at the start of AEW. It's a brilliant match. I mean, look, which one do you go for? Do you go for the big brawl on AEW? Or do you just go for the really great match? Ah, suicide dive by Trent Seven. He throws Finn Balor back into the ring. I'm going to try and keep an eye on this match now that this brawl seems to have broken up. Trent Seven going up top. 14 minutes in with no wrestling. WWE always gets criticised for this. Here we go. Trent Seven. Go. Oh, Balor takes the legs away from Trent, and Trent collapsed down in the ring. Trent face first into that middle turnbuckle. Moxley escapes into the crowd. Drop kick by Balor. Trent Seven down. Balor going up top. What about things that have already gone insane? Here we go. Coup de grace. Connects. That might be it. He doesn't go for the pin, though. $19.16. There it is. 1, 2, 3. Balor with the win over a very game Trent Seven. But Finn Balor with a very good victory. Shelton Benjamin is underrated. A lot of talent are just jobbers now. He did have some good US title runs. That's a good point. Days, you said members. I don't know what you mean, bud. NXT off to an awesome start. It is. Yep. I think the AEW... I thought the Moxley promo was okay. I thought it was a bit better when Jericho came out. Didn't really like it when they got reinforcements and, you know, it didn't lead anywhere. But we've still got Darby Allin and Private Party taking on Chris Jericho. Santana and Ortiz. We've got Nyla Rose against Big Swole. I really do like Big Swole. I do like her. We've got Kip Sabian with Penelope Ford taking on Cody, who's got Arn Anderson in his corner. That's cool. Up next, we've got Young Bucks taking on the Butcher and the Blade. And, of course, the Bunny is going to be at ringside as well. We were saying on the pre-show, this is a big opportunity for the Butcher and the Blade to really show what they can do. I don't feel like they've had that breakthrough match, if you will. You'd imagine they should be able to do something against the Young Bucks. We're just looking at MJF. Nice little vignette. I'm loving this. Where is MJF? There's a little promo with the Broserweights on NXT. MJF is... Oh, hello. The Bunny. MJF is giving the Bunny some money and backing away. I like this. This has got like a Lucha Underground real life vibe to it. Young Bucks. Oh, that is cool. I love that. That is cool. MJF, who of course is got a big feud with Cody. He's trying to take out Cody's friends. He's trying to get them out of the picture. They obviously attacked him last week. So there was footage of him turning up to the butcher shop, the butchery of Butcher and the Blade and the Bunny, and gave them an envelope that had seemingly money inside and just the word Young Bucks on the front. So this match makes sense now. MJF is here. So not only have they got an opportunity to show what they can do in the ring against a really great tag team, but it's part of the storyline. And I mean, how hard was it to film that little segment then? Like, not hard at all. I love that. I love that. I would love to see more of that kind of thing. It just pushes the storyline along. Very good. Very, very good. Right, let's jot this down. Young Bucks versus Butcher and the Blade. Oh, hello. Why are you like that? Let's change the alignment to center. There we go. Young Bucks versus... I am going to change this background next week so that you can get more of an AEW screen. I didn't realise it was so far below the sofa. Love some Tegan Nox. Yep. Tegan Nox is coming up. NXT is off to the better start. Days, is there an original match type or concept you've created or wanted to see? Yes, actually, there is. I would love a big locker room brawl, yeah? So I'm talking the whole male locker room or the whole women's division. I would do it in, you know, the ringside area, yeah? I would take the ring away. Weapons all on the floor. You've still got the barricades, okay? So you've still got this barricaded area. You've still got the mats down, but no ring. And instead, it's just weapons all over the floor. And what you do is you put the whole locker room down there. And you put, like, referees around the edges and whatever. And it's just maybe, like, tap out or something. Pass out, tap out. It's no pin. It's all... You've got to tap out. And it's the last one standing, basically. It's carnage. It's absolute carnage. I think that as a match type, like, you could get, like, half an hour out of that easy. And as a match type, I think it'd be absolutely epic. Winner gets a title shot. If you can survive that, you know, I just think it'd be absolutely brilliant. So, yeah, I'd like to see something along those lines. A pay-per-view with that as, like, the main event. Just something different, you know? Just take something as simple as just take the ring away. Put a few weapons around. There's a sign in the crowd on AEW that say MJF stands with wimps. What would you call it? I can't remember. We did a video. There was a video ages ago that looked at 5 original match ideas. There was another one that had, like, mesh that went up to a platform. And you had to get up to the platform. So it was a bit like a ladder match. But rather than getting a ladder, you've got to climb this mesh and get to the top of this platform. So, of course, you've got lots of potential of fighting on the mesh, fighting on the platform, stopping each other, pulling each other down, doing, like, loads of different things. So it's kind of a ladder match, but it's like... It's somewhat different. I can't remember them all. There was about 5 different match ideas we came up with, but I love the idea of just simply take it. It might be a disaster. It might be awful, but it doesn't require anything new or extra to do. You just literally set up the arena as you would, and you take the ring away. Shotzi Blackheart is here in a tank. Did she steal that tank from Sammy Guevara? Sammy Guevara. That is cool. People are going to love that. She has got her own tank. Shotzi Blackheart has just come driving down to ring in a tank. A tank, I tell ya. Which is what we saw Sammy Guevara have at WrestleMania weekend. She's a big star, man, Shotzi Blackheart. They clearly see a lot in her. She was in the Rumble. She's now getting this epic tank entrance. That is a great entrance. So, Shotzi is here. We saw her in action the other week as well. So, Shotzi in the ring. Who's coming out? Who is it? Deonna Purrazzo. Didn't know she'd been called up, actually. We saw Deonna Purrazzo on the main roster, didn't we? Right, Young Bucks underway. There we go. Days, you didn't see what NXT showed. What did they show, buddy? Let me know. Let me know. I will be the first to admit that I miss things when it comes to having to watch 2 shows. I've been trying to keep an eye on both, but let me know if I've missed something. Awesome entrance. Very cool. Days, that idea was amazing. That would be a really great match. Well, look, I don't know is the answer. I don't know if it would be a great match. I really do want something that looks different, you know? I really do want something that feels different. And I think the most different thing you could do, you could put 2 rings in, but and we've seen, you know, matches that involve 2 rings. But yeah, it dawned on me a while ago, what could you do if you took the ring away? And that's where it came from. Right. Ooh, double clothesline by the Butcher, and the Young Bucks go down. Shots. Yeah, Chelsea Green is going to debut tonight. Step up Inzaguri by Shotzi. Shotzi against the rope. No, she's been caught. Face first. We're seeing that move an awful lot more now. It's where they, like, grab the superstar and, like, take them down face first. I think it's called a flatliner. But the commentators never call it. So I can't be sure as to what they call it. But I believe it's called a flatliner. Into the corner goes... Is it Nick? I think it might be Nick Jackson. Yeah, Nick Jackson. Bunny grabbing the leg. Pulling Nick Jackson to the outside. Deanna Purrazzo slamming Shotzi Blackheart. We got. I tell you what, we are spoiled when it comes to wrestling on a Wednesday. You don't even know where to look. Over the top goes the Blade. Really, really love that little vignette that we got on AEW just before this match. Swinging neckbreaker by Shotzi. Is SmackDown going to be good on Friday? Well, I hope so. I thought Raw was a little flat, actually. It was all right. But, yeah, it was a bit quiet. Leg drop by the Butcher. They showed some random numbers with a creepy graphic that said 522. Okay. I love that kick to the head. I love that kick to the head by Shotzi. It is so good. Shotzi doing some really good work in the ring. Against the ropes. Nice big boot. Shotzi goes back against the ropes. Shotzi going over to the corner. Climbing up top. What's she going for? Senton. 1, 2. And she got it. Shotzi Blackheart wins the match with a senton. Very cool. There we go. Shotzi screaming out. Is she going to drive her tank back up? I want to know. Do we get... Does she jump in now? Like... Beep, 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 beep. Give me out the way. Beep, beep. That's what I want to see. That's the content I want. I want to see Shotzi having to reverse her tank up the ramp. And perhaps because it's just a kid's tank, it doesn't quite get up there. Here we go. Look, she's jumping back down again. Here we go. She had it turned around. Woo! I wanted it beeping as it reversed. Upon the shoulders, across the knee goes Nick Jackson. Butcher and the Blade doing well. Days, my neighbour's friend's wife is Mel in AEW. Very cool. Shotzi wins, she does. Happy birthday to Becky Lynch. Days, how about a steel cage match, but instead no ring and the cage is barbed wire and call it an isolation match or the Moxley special? Yeah, yeah. Anything that's going to be that, I like it. Anything that's going to be different, something that we've not seen before. You know, you might try some stuff, it just might not work. It's not the end of the world, is it? Do you know what I mean? It's not the end of the world. Just don't do it again. So, I mean, like, they did it with the Ambrose Asylum. I don't think it really was as well received as they liked, and so we've not had it since. That was a cage that had a roof, and it had weapons all around the edge at the very top. It's a bit of like a cell, wasn't it, in a way? Did it have a roof on? Now I've said it had a roof, and I don't know. It might have just been a cage. Can't remember if it had a roof. We are at commercial break on NXT. Over the top. Sliced bread. And they did call it as such as well. We were talking about this the other week. I called the sliced bread move, and someone was like, there's a move called sliced bread. Yeah, they just did it again on AEW, and they called it. Up top. Elbow drop. 1, 2. No, just a 2. Just a 2 for the Bucks. Matt Jackson with the elbow. Remember, first man standing match. Ambrose Asylum had no roof. It was just weapons. Thank you, buddy. Keith Lee next. Yes, Keith Lee program coming up. We've got a Keith Lee program. He's doing a comedy like The Office now. No, there's a Keith Lee segment coming up next. So NXT really keeping the ball rolling. We've gone from a really great opening match to an interesting second match with Shotzi and her entrance, which was cool. And now we're going over to the man of the hour. Not even Leo Rush, but Keith Lee. Blade's in trouble. Melts a driver by the Bucks, and the Bucks win. So, MJF a little bit disappointed. Does he get a refund? He gave them money to, you know, put the Young Bucks away, and they didn't do it. MJF says that match has receded some of the Young Bucks' career, not as much as their hairline has receded. It's a nice line. Yeah, Butcher is... Oh, Kenny's come down. Kenny Omega's here. V-trigger by Kenny. Here comes Hangman. Hangman slowly making his way down with a beer. He's like, can you hold my beer, please? They're really putting over this alcohol. Clothesline. So there we go, and he's having a drink as well. This crowd are celebrating the fact that Hangman has got a drinking problem. And Hangman walks away. Hangman, take my root beer. There's a kid in the crowd. It says, Hangman, take my root beer. Very cool. Hello, Mr. Days. I am a big fan of Keith Lee and Mia Yim. Oh, do you mean Mia Yim? Shout out to famous KJ Carter. They will both be fans of you as well for showering them in praise. Right, we're at Full Sail. Of course, we're always at Full Sail for NXT, and we are back, so it should be time to bask in his glory. That was boring from AEW. They wasted a good vignette. Yeah, the match didn't live up to what I wanted. And to be honest, we haven't seen that great match from Butcher, Bunny, and the Blade. Not so much the Bunny, but Butcher and the Blade. And sadly, that wasn't it either. Yeah, it was alright. I do like Paige coming down with a beer. I do like that storyline. I do think it's interesting. Ooh, Nyla Rose coming down. So, man, that means I'm going to have Big Swole on one channel and I'm going to have Keith Lee on another. Decisions. Well, no decisions. I'm actually watching both. Nyla Rose versus Big Swole. Bask in his glory. Actually, do you know what? I can change this. I can change it. Like that. That's better. And this is going to be Keith Lee. We're just seeing replays from Worlds Collide on NXT at the moment, so you're not missing anything. We know that it's Keith Lee. Be interesting to see what he's got to say, wouldn't it? Here he is. Here he comes. Bask in his glory. I want to hear the Big Swole entrance, though. Swole. Swole. Oh, I didn't know that. Former member of the United States Air Force? I like her entrance music. So, Keith Lee on his way out. Big Swole making her way down to the ring as well. Tell you what, Big Swole versus Bianca Belair. Yes, please. Let's see what Keith Lee's got to say. Bask in his glory. Bask in his glory. Esbizzle says, I am amped to see where Keith Lee goes from here, standing toe-to-toe with Brock. Oh my god, even Brock was like, damn. Keith Lee reminds me of Mark Henry, yes. Yes. I feel like Keith Lee is... I mean, the thing was that Mark Henry, when he came in, didn't have any wrestling experience. So Keith Lee is so much further along than Mark Henry might ever have been. His glory. Oh, bask in his glory. So, Keith Lee, loving it. See what the big man's got to say. Yes, yes, yes. Big Swole trying to charge into Nyla Rose, and she ain't budging. Keith Lee. Woo, woo, Keith Lee. Big clap. Whoa, 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 whoa. Where did Nyla Rose go? Nyla Rose came off the ropes, clotheslined Big Swole, staggered back, and she fell through the ropes. That was mental. I definitely want to see a replay of that. That was madness. I don't understand. How did she do that? Off the ropes, clothesline Big Swole, staggered back, fell through the ropes. Ooh, Big Swole into the barricade. You deserve it, chant on NXT. Bask in his glory. Days, they should do a get drunk, then drive, then get caught first match with Hangman Page versus Jimmy Uso. You've called it, JS17. Ooh, forearm strike into the ring post. Bask in his glory. He says he's a moment maker. He's a game changer. He's a damn good promo. A prophecy ender? A prophecy ender? Next on Keith Lee's agenda, Damian Priest. Damian Priest's here. Haven't seen him for a little while, Damian Priest. Great talent. Brilliant talent. What a match this will be. Keith Lee versus Damian Priest. He's got a great look, hasn't he? Big Swole gets planted by Nyla Rose. Nyla Rose did a big splash. 1, 2. Kick out by Big Swole. He's got a deep voice, hasn't he? Damian Priest. I really like taking things. Good news is that Lee is a decent promo, says Charles. Yes. Yeah, Punishment Martinez. Is Mia Yim? Oh, no. I thought he was going to take Mia Yim away. He says, all I need to know is how are you going to give it to me? Oh, hello. Dijakovic has come out now. Wow, him and Keith Lee have had a real history, haven't they? Some fantastic matches. I've got, is that a camel clutch? Nyla Rose with a camel clutch on Big Swole. Right, Dijakovic is here. They've got history. Some of the best, yeah. Days, what's up? Did you enjoy the Royal Rumble? Carmen Live 2, yes, buddy. I think we scored it like an 8 out of 10. Thought it was a very, very solid show. Bootleg Marilyn Manson! Dijakovic calling Damian Priest a bootleg Marilyn Manson. Nice. Keith Lee's like, have fun. Ooh, Dijakovic. Look, it's gonna be Dijakovic. It's them two are gonna have to work this out. Forearm strike. Dijakovic goes down. Dijakovic, Damian Priest. And a referee's here. Conveniently. Ring the bell, ring the bell. It's happening now. Yes. Exciting. Exciting. Oh, it's exciting stuff everywhere. Dijakovic versus Damian Priest. Bask in his glory. We just did. Oh, big splash. 1, 2. Kick out. Right, guillotine. Guillotine. Guillotine choke by Big Swole on Nyla Rose. Yeah, Nyla Rose seems like she's fading. Nice kick on the outside by, I keep want to call it him Punishment Martinez. I've got to get my head around the Damian Priest name. It's a bit of a razor's edge onto the edge of the ring. As we go to commercial break on NXT, that means we can focus on AEW as Big Swole is really getting fired up now. Big Swole with some big shots to Nyla Rose. Oh, went with a head kick, but no one home. Nyla Rose back up. Damian Priest held the microphone weird. Oh, I'd have to go back and look to me. Was it like this? Headbutt by Swole, who looks a little bit dazed herself. Goes charging over. Gets moved to the outside. Oh. Top rope enziguri kick. Down goes Nyla Rose. Swole stepping into the ring. Nice! Lovely cutter by Swole. Shoulder up by Nyla Rose. I tell you what, this match is, it's alright, you know. It was a little bit slow at the start. I was definitely paying attention to NXT. But the pacing of it. Swole over the top, but she hasn't got enough momentum to take Nyla Rose down. Nice, pushing back. Nyla against the rope goes. Swole up. Nice. Flatliner again? Another flatliner? I don't understand. Where are all these flatliners coming from? Flatliners are like the 2020 version of the suicide dive. Here we go. Powerbomb. Sit down powerbomb. 1, 2, 3. Ah, Swole! Swole lost to Nyla Rose. Gutted about that. I like that match. No, I like. There's parts of that match, certainly towards the end, that I liked. I'm a fan of Big Swole though. I think if you see something in someone, you do tend to, you know, appreciate their matches more. I see something in Big Swole. It's good. It's good. The crowd is dead for the AEW ladies match. Oh, I can't hear the crowd. They should have a huge multi-man ladder match with all the wrestlers that got caught drunk. JS17, why are you so fascinated with all the wrestlers being drunk? So those numbers on NXT, they could mean the 5th of Feb. Is that the return for the Velveteen Dream? 5:20-2. Yeah, it could be. It could be the 2nd. Oh, hang on. No, it could be the 5th of Feb. Yes. Undertaker and Fiend at SummerSlam. That would be cool. AEW's women division needs an improvement. I think it's getting that improvement. I think Big Swole and Chris Statlander and Hikaru Shida are part of the improvement. I'm not the biggest Riho fan. I'm not the biggest Britt Baker fan. B Priestley's alright. I feel like there's something there. I feel like they've got something that they can work with. Talking of something they can work with, we looks like we're getting Kip Sabian coming out now, and we all know who his opponent is going to be. Cody Rhodes. So it looks like we've got Cody versus Kip Sabian about to start. Kip Sabian. Quick kicks coming in from Damian Priest. Clothesline, big clothesline by Damian Priest as well. Shout out to the Demon King. Bad Ladies AEW booking, says Charles. Mel says SJJ Network. Mel is in that Nightmare Collective, isn't she? And I've got to be honest, I'm not a big fan of the Nightmare Collective. I think it serves a purpose though, because they I think they wanted to use Awesome Kong maybe a little bit differently, but she's just been too injured, so they've needed to put her in a bit of a faction. Lovely powerbomb by Dijakovic on Damian Priest. We've got a great match on NXT again. Damian Priest has gone to the outside to get a breather. Dijakovic jumps to the middle rope. Moonsault comes crashing down. Mamma Mia! It's a Mamma Mia moment. NXT champ from the crowd. Damian Priest thrown in. We've got Arn Anderson and Cody. Oh, Damian Priest has caught Dijakovic. Slams him down. Big choke slam. Shoulder up. Shoulder up. Shout out to King Kong. Who is better? What is the better brand so far? I feel like NXT is edging it, if I'm being honest. I think all of their matches have been excellent. There's not been anything that I've not enjoyed, even the Shotzi match. But this that we're watching right now is incredible. And the Finn Balor match that we had at the start against Trent Seven was excellent. The Keith Lee promo was really good. It's just really solid. The momentum, they're able to keep it going. I feel that with the Young Bucks Butcher and the Blade match didn't quite live up to my expectations. I think Nyla Rose versus Big Swole was a decent match. So I feel like AEW are putting on a good show. But they're just legit up against such an impressive production and show, and the momentum. I think it's the momentum that they've got, you know? It's like the matches, they don't slow down. They don't throw something out there that's going to kind of kill that momentum. They manage to keep it going. Reverse Rana, Damian Priest in position, flips back, hits Reverse Rana from the top, Daddy Dia! 2, shoulder up by Dijakovic. We're going to get that Daddy Dia over. Here we go. He's trying to put Dijakovic away. I don't like the fact that Dijakovic has just kicked out of a Reverse Rana. It's one of the most impressive moves, and it never finishes a match. 1, 2, 3. Dijakovic gets it with a knee to the head. So, are we building towards Dijakovic versus Keith Lee again? I thought Damian Priest would win this, to be honest. This is awesome. It is. Great match. NXT has got no sense of humor. It's so dark and depressing. Yeah, Rathman, I don't disagree. I've always said that's the one weakness is needs a bit of comedy. But I do feel like Matt Riddle, the Broserweights do bring a little bit of comedy to the show. I think that Breezango would have as well. Forearm strike by Kip Sabian on Cody. Is that Penelope? Oh, Penelope Ford got knocked down, but she didn't get knocked. She's definitely faking. Kick to the midsection. Cody is asking for some help here. I don't think she got knocked down. Cody picks her up. She seems to be acting as if she's out, but look at that, a big kick. And there we go, look, she gets up. She was faking. Come on, Cody. You know better than that. So, Kip Sabian kicking. Grizzled Young Veterans backstage on NXT. They're just getting ready. Day's dream match. Kurt Hawkins with losing streak versus a drunk Alicia Fox. Versus Sexbot versus Wrestling Days versus Kia. Who would win? I'd say drunk Alicia Fox. Because I wouldn't know what to do. I'd have to ask Arn Anderson. We're just seeing a replay of how Grizzled Young Veterans got to the final. I'm sure they'll show us how Broserweights got there as well. Over on AEW, we got Kip Sabian hurling Cody into the corner. Hard. The momentum in this match has certainly changed since Penelope Ford got involved. We've got Kathy Kelly backstage with Tommaso Ciampa. So at TakeOver, Goldie is coming home, according to Tommaso Ciampa. I don't think so. I think there's a surprise. I think there's a sting, or there's a swerve, or there's some. The way it's been built up, it's going to be a surprise. I'm very interested to see what William Regal is going to announce there. Very interested. The Godless Endeavor match. 6 wrestlers in a Hell in a Cell. Ladder fixed on top. 4 wrestlers eliminated by pin submission. Final 2. Ascend the cell. Climb the ladder. Wow. Yeah, sounds cool. Days. Is this supposed to be AEW that is groundbreaking and different from the WWE format? It's more WWE than WWE. NXT is a different level of cornet. I think, look, yeah, I to be honest, I was expecting AEW to be more different than what they've given us. I think, though, they've probably looked at WWE and thought, well, this is what works, and we need to still present something along these lines. Which is why it's the only reason I can think that you've got the Dark Order and you've got Nightmare Collective and you've got Butcher and the Blade, and I don't know. I thought they would go more sports, to be honest. I thought that the win-loss records and the rankings and like you have to win so many matches to get a title opportunity, and I really thought they would explore that more than they have. They do show the rankings like once a week, and you do see their win-loss record when they're first coming down. I don't know if it gets mentioned a lot on commentary. I can't comment on that 'cause I have to have the commentary turned down. But certainly the presentation of it is maybe not as sports orientated as what I thought it would be as well. But I think they do get a lot right as well, in the sense of they have given us a win-loss record. They have given us rankings. They are giving us that little vignette just before the match between Butcher and the Blade and Young Bucks. I thought was excellent. So I do think there's a few elements that they are certainly bringing in. And it's still early. Honestly, it's still early. They've not even been 6 months. I don't even know how long. I don't even know if it's that. How long Dynamite has been going for, to be honest. 4 months? 5 months? I'm hoping that they find out what works, take on board the feedback, and keep moving it forward so it's maybe more in line with what people would like to see. Ratings would suggest they're getting something right, They consistently keep beating NXT. S. Bizzle says, over Undisputed Era, Adam Cole's title needs to go bye-bye. Tommaso does need a shot at the title. He never lost. NXT on USA really got me watching more. Yeah, it's brilliant. Oh, hello. What's happening? Undisputed Era have been attacked. All 3 members of Undisputed Era are lying out cold. They've been attacked. Imperium. Daddy's home is the chant. And, well, Daddy is here. Daddy has emerged with a bat. He drops it down. So, I'm confused. Tommaso wants it. He's looking very focused. Is Ciampa going to make his way out? What is he doing? What has he grabbed? A table? What is he doing? I don't know what he's doing. Arn Anderson has been removed from ringside on AEW. He's got a table. Ciampa's here with a table. So Ciampa has come out. Oh, it's all happening, guys. It's all happening. Crowd are cheering. Alright, let's do Ciampa promo. Daddy Ciampa is the chant. Daddy Ciampa. Cody down on the outside. I think Penelope Ford getting involved again. We're at the end of the first hour, so feel free to let me know what you score the shows. What do you score NXT so far? What do you score AEW so far? Oh, hello. He's got some... He's drawn an X on the table. What is he doing? He's got a table. He's just spray painted an X on it. He's got a pen. And he calls Adam Cole. This is cool. You think you can get away with jumping the Undisputed Era like a coward? I'm the guy that never lost that NXT title. It's a good point. I'm Goldie's daddy. I do love that. I love it. NXT 6, AEW 8.825, NXT 8, NXT 7, AEW 6, NXT 825, AEW 0, NXT 10. LSW says this is wrestling. 2-6. Tell you what, the scores are all over the place this week. So he says he wants Adam Cole. He wants to take back what's his. In Portland, Goldie comes home. Here we go. Okay, Regal's here. Oh, hello. William Regal was going to offer it to Ciampa. Okay, yes, you are Adam Cole. You are the NXT champ. Yeah. Oh, he hits Ciampa with the microphone. So it seems like they are building towards these two. Oh, is there blood? I can't see. Oh, big kick by Ciampa. Ciampa looking for a powerbomb. He did draw the X on the table and Cole goes through it. Cole goes through the table. I can't see his head. Is there blood? There is blood. Wow, that is red hot, man. He goes after that contract. The blood is all down the head of Ciampa. He wants another microphone. Crossroads wins it for Cody. Use the blood. Use the blood. Use the blood. So he does. He wipes his hand on the contract. Throws it down on Adam Cole. And he goes round to Goldie. Dad is home. Oh, and the blood of Ciampa drips down the face as he stares at Goldie. It's such an image. It looks awesome. It looks awesome. It looks awesome. He looks unhinged, doesn't he? Well, there we go. Contracts have been signed. They teased the surprise. Didn't go that way in the end. Cody is on the outside after his victory, signing caps and... So, there we go. Adam Cole, Tommaso Ciampa. That was the match that I didn't think it would be. Finn Balor versus Johnny Gargano. It was the most likely match, but they did say we were going to get a surprise. Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair. Tell you what, Portland is really shaping up. Not sure when it is, to be honest. I got a couple of weeks, something like that. Of course, we are streaming it. We will be doing a live watch along for Portland Takeover. Little recap from the Rumble. Of course, Bianca Belair doing an incredible job. Blood on Goldie. NWA is old school wrestling. NWA is awesome. It is. Day's prediction. Jeff Hardy will return at the next takeover. Ooh. Jeff Hardy down in NXT would be great. I think we must be at commercial break for AEW because all we're watching is Cody in the crowd. Face to face next week. Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair. Still to come, we got Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai up next. Bianca killed that Rumble, she did. Fantastic. Jody Gilly. Oh, did I? Did I, bud? Oh, I did. Sitting here eating a tub of roses. Wow. That's Cadbury's, isn't it? That's amazing. Homesick. Shout out to Jody Gilly. Enjoy those. Right. Out of all of the tubs that you can get like, I don't know if you get them in America. Is that a thing in America where you get like a big tin of chocolates? We have them here. You can get like celebrations and heroes and roses. They do quite a few different ones. Quality Street. I'd say roses was the best, to be honest. So I'm with you on that. We're seeing the promo again from Britt Baker. Rusty Shackelford 360 says, Days, just wondered your thoughts on two possible dream matches. Fiend versus Demon King. Undertaker versus Sting. Undertaker Sting is a dream match, which I know people are concerned about. I'll come back to the other one. We're just seeing. That is how we ended the Britt Baker thing last week. And she's here. So, Britt Baker making her way down after being cut off last week. Yeah, Undertaker versus Sting. Dream match. Do it at Saudi. It could be a car crash. As long as both guys can get through and they're going to be okay, I want to see it. Oh, hello. Here we go. Look, I've got to watch this. It's another Britt Baker promo. This is going to keep on giving. She says they're the stars of the show after last week. She was trending. Okay. Okay, the true offense from last week. Jim Ross. She is a bad promo. Dennis? She does sound like she says Dennis. I know you know I'm a Dennis. That's a nice line, though. I'll give her that. Daisy here. Oh, no worries, bud. How do you watch WWE? It is on BT Sport. Shooting on JR. That was a good line. I give credit where it's due. They're given a chance to talk here. They're given a chance to cut the promo that she was cut off from cutting last week. Aleister Black, guest referee. Cruiserweight champion next week, Jordan Devlin. She's a Dennis. She is a Dennis. Gingivitis is the real heel of wrestling. Right, Tegan Nox on the way down on NXT. That was nowhere near, not even in the same neighborhood as bad as last week. I still think her voice is a bit flat, but she had some really nice lines in that promo, so fair play. Over on NXT, we're going to have Tegan Nox versus Dakota Kai. They're showing replays on the screen. It's brilliant, that beatdown at War Games. Why are they making her have to watch it? Or is Dakota Kai reminding her? Do you think Dakota Kai's played it? But that's just going to fire her up. I don't understand. Dakota Kai. It was Dakota Kai that's played it. Reminding her. Kai jumps into the ring. She's like, watch what I did to you. Tegan Nox throws the knee brace at Dakota Kai. And these two, obviously... It's been building for a while. They finally get their hands on each other. Big forearm strike by Dakota, looking for the kick in the corner. She gets it. Kenny Omega talks too much. Come on, they say it was a good promo by Baker. Had some good lines. I still think that her delivery is a bit flat, to be honest. There's not much, there's not much emotion in the promos. It's all just kind of one tone. I liked it when she snapped at JR. I really liked the line that she threw out at JR. Would I go as far as to say it was a good promo? It was a million times better. It's not. Let's put it this way: it wasn't a bad promo. It's not a bad promo. No, not in the league of last week. Was it a good promo? I don't know. It was a decent promo. I would say it was a decent promo with some good lines in it. But I still feel like her delivery is too flat. But it was good that they gave her the opportunity to talk because she was trending last week for the disaster that was last week's promo. But I'm pleased that they gave her that opportunity to show that she could cut a promo. Tegan throwing Dakota back into the ring. Wow, I did not realise we had 45 minutes left and that's all. Better than Lana. Not difficult, is it? It's not the highest bar in the world. Dakota's taken off her knee brace now. Swing and a miss. Oh, big German suplex by Tegan Nox. Dakota Kai rolls out the ring. We got SCU in the ring. They're wearing Lakers jerseys. Tegan gets caught. Was that a forearm strike by Dakota Kai? Chair. She's got a chair. Who's come down? Candice. Candice has took the chair away. Why is Candice getting involved? Spoil sport. Look, she's stopped Dakota from cheating so that Tegan can cheat. Shining Wizard. 1, 2, and there we go. Tegan Nox with a win over Dakota Kai thanks to cheating. Cheating from a face? What's going on? What is this? So Dakota Kai loses because she gets hit with that knee brace. I mean, in all fairness, Dakota Kai was trying to cheat throughout the entirety of that match, but still. So SCU are cutting a promo. It's not over yet. No. I feel like that's a feud that's going to continue. I feel like SCU are going to have a match as well because they're in their wrestling attire. Right, we got the Broserweights backstage. Look at Matt Riddle, like, bouncing around Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne's just trying to get his gloves on, and he's, like, having to look as Matt Riddle's, like, bouncing all over the place. We are building towards what I'm guessing is the main event tonight. The final of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. SCU are taking on the Hybrid. So that's Angélico. Angélico and Jack Evans. I haven't seen them in a while. TH2. There we go. TH2. Angélico and Jack Evans. Heard that Flair was going after Ripley. It was a rumour. Certainly a rumour. There's been no sign of it. And actually, they've said that Rhea Ripley's going to be on the show next week, face-to-face with Belair. So, Matt Riddle wearing Laker colours. Very cool. Days, I've been called away, so I've got to go have a great stream. I'll be back on Friday. Shout out to NWO for life. Days, what show do you get the most live viewers on? Raw. Easily Raw. Raw is, even though it's not the best show of the week, in fact, you could argue it's the worst. It gets the most viewers. People are so used to watching wrestling on a Monday night. Raw has always been the flagship. So, a Raw stream will get about 30,000 views. Tonight, around about 8. On Friday, it'll be a little bit more, around about 10, maybe 12. Yeah, so Raw's the biggest that we do. Do you want a contract signing for WrestleMania? I don't think that was for me. Raw is by far the best show of the week at the moment. I couldn't agree. I couldn't say that Raw was better than NXT, to be honest. It might be better than SmackDown. SmackDown's had a few dodgy weeks. pretty much throughout the tail end of 2019, SmackDown was by far the better show ahead of Raw. Raw seems to have got its act together recently, I do agree. But I still think that NXT is streets ahead. But the absolute best is NWA on a Tuesday. You know I love them. Days, I visited the King Fahad Stadium today for preparing the commentators' room for a football match, and I noticed them editing a graphic that showed Lesnar versus Ricochet. Fair play. Maybe that's a match we get. We've got Angélico in the ring. In comes Scorpio Sky. Undisputed Era ended the last decade. 2020 couldn't come too soon. I want to see Casey turn heel and work with Dakota Kai. She's quite small though, isn't she? And I feel like Dakota Kai is not the biggest. We've got that 2-5-20 again, and it really could be the 5th of Feb. 3 burning circles. The burning circles, has that got anything to do with Killer Cross? We got Chelsea Green making the way out. What would the burning circles be? I don't know if I was getting a Velveteen Dream vibe from that. Definitely think that it's to do with the 5th. If next week's NXT is on the 5th, then I think that's what they're hinting towards. Right. Chelsea Green making her way down to the ring. They're building this up as a big thing. Scorpio Sky in firm control. To be honest, for the first time, I really feel like both shows are having a dip. Not really too bothered about this tag team match that they've got on AEW, but equally, not too bothered about Chelsea Green. We've already seen her wrestle. We saw her wrestle against Charlotte. I know this is her NXT debut, and they've been trying to build that up. And she's in against Caden Carter, so this is going to be a win for Chelsea Green. Right, versus Caden Carter. Yeah, I mean, Caden Carter's still looking for her first win, so I can't see her getting it here against Chelsea Green. Properly giving her a big entrance, though. 5th of Feb is a Wednesday. Really feel the spotlights are for Dream's return. I didn't know if they were like burning flames or something to do with... I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm not saying it's not. I really would be interested in looking at Killer Cross gimmick and seeing if that was connected in any way. But it could be the Dream. DREAM is... Days, what do you think about Cameron Grimes? He is from Burlington, the same place we run our shows at. Shout out to American Lucha Wrestling. Very cool. There we go. If you're in the Burlington area, check out American Lucha Wrestling. I like Cameron Grimes. I think he's a big talent. They're really putting him over as well. Like that, it's really great to see finishing moves get treated with some respect. You know, you see so many finishing moves where they get kicked out of, but that double stomp thing that he does, where it's amazing how he gets that high. Like they're running towards, he jumps up, and as they get here, he's landing down on them. It's a great move. Looks very impressive. I can't quite tell, though, if I was running at someone and they jumped and did that, would I be able to knock them out the way, or would I not be able to react in time? Or I can't quite tell if it's realistic or not. It looks great. Is it realistic? If I was in a fight with someone and I ran towards them, they jumped up, I feel like I'd push them away. In my head, I would anyway. In reality, I'd be killed. But yeah, I can't quite put my finger on whether it's if it's realistic. But still, they've treated it like a fantastic finishing move that's really deadly and puts people away. I think the rest of his in-ring ability is very crisp, and I like him. I need to see more of him, to be honest. And I do think that it's a very stacked male division. So, not easy to stand out. But he is. I think he caught the eye of Jim Cornette as well. I heard a review of an NXT show last year. Jim Cornette was singing his praises. Little roll through by Caden Carter. Kick to the chest, and down goes Chelsea Green. Tell you what, this has not been all Chelsea Green. Caden Carter is really getting some offense in at the moment. Blows a kiss and pushes her head to one side. Caden Carter against the ropes. Against the other side. Big boot. Caden Carter goes down. It's done, says Chelsea Green. Over on AEW, we've got Angélico in the ring, going for a pin on Scorpio Sky. Little small package roll up. 2. Oh! Didn't expect that. Caden Carter with the win. That's cool. That's cool. I said that I felt like they'd just lost their momentum. Because I wasn't too bothered about Chelsea Green, and I wasn't too bothered by this tag match, but a shock win for Caden Carter. Chelsea Green was gloating a little bit there. Wow, didn't expect that. They'd really been putting her over. I can't get my head around that. I mean, it's a nice shock moment. I'm all for it. Caden Carter getting a win. Who are you? She's saying, come up. Well, you already had a match and you lost. Right, Frankie Kazarian. Back elbow. Forearm strike to Angélico. Angélico against the ropes. Nice drop kick. Not sure of what they are doing with Grit. No, I'm amazed. They said it is the Dusty Rhodes Classic next, which I'm quite surprised at. Evans gets planted down. We're at commercial break on NXT. Nice. Stomp by Evans. Scorpio Sky coming in. Over the top. Over the top again by Evans. To the outside goes Scorpio Sky. Kicks back at him to knock him down. Angélico in the ring with Kazarian. Evans. Double stomp. And they're going for the cover. He's taking his time. Oh, and he's using the ropes, but Scorpio Sky knocking the legs away. I can tell you, the people, right, I don't know if you'll find this interesting, but the people in the AEW chat on Fight TV, they're all talking about how much they like Zach Gibson. True story, right now. Just talking about how much they respect Zach Gibson. Of grizzled young veterans. Oh, it's done. 2, 3. SCU with the win. So another defeat for Angélico and Evans. Woo-doo. Can we do winner takes all at WrestleMania? I like Chelsea Green. She should have won. AEW crowd is very quiet. Matt Hardy should join The Fiend. Not go to AEW. Matt Hardy with The Fiend would be awesome. Yeah, I think we all would love to see that, don't know? Yeah. They might give Broserweights and Grizzled Young Vets 30 minutes. Well, longer, because doesn't NXT overrun? I'm very confused. Very confused. What do you think about my new and next pay-per-view for NWA? Into the Sunlight. It's a nice name. We've got Dark Order now. Yes, Stu. Consider this your warning. So Christopher Daniels is calling out the Dark Order. Hello, we've got another little vignette here. We're at commercial break on NXT. Pack. This is great. It's outside in like on a staircase. That doesn't look like a place in America to me. People are saying Pac must be freezing because he's in his wrestling attire. He looks like something from a horror film. Kenny Omega! Oh, he must have been smoking a lot. He's got a bad cough. Guess you finally heard. Pac lives his whole life in gear, says Mount Daveser. We're gonna do everything by your schedule. Ken, he called him Ken. Ken Omega, who lives down the road. Ken Omega. Ken. Right, it is. It is the final of the Dusty Cup. Wow, I'll tell you what, that was like something out of The Ring. Have you seen the film, the horror film, The Ring? Reminded me of that. Oh, it's the 10 lashes thing next week. Moxley against Ortiz. Yaka Sakazaki. Her Dynamite debut. Young Bucks, Omega and Page versus Lucha Bros, The Butcher and The Blade. Yuka is coming back. People seem excited about Yuka returning. I tell you, there's real excitement for Yuka's return. Right. Darby Allin, Private Party against Inner Circle. AEW is better than WWE, Impact, AAA, Ring of Honor, Reality of Wrestling, NWA. Sit down. You're done. You're drunk. You've had too many White Claws. You wish... Peter done yet? Peter! Yuka on Dynamite. Christian, why are you so excited, Christian? Let me know. I think I've only seen one match and I can't... before, and I can't say I was that blown away. Here she is. Yeah, she's the one that looks like Aladdin. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, I'm excited now. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wow. Well, there we go. She's back next week. Yeah, 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 yeah. Shout out to Next.com. There's who would win if Sasha fought Dakota Kai. Who would win if Sasha fought Dakota Kai? Sasha, to be honest. I don't think Dakota Kai is quite on that level. Like, she really needs to be winning the NXT Championship and getting up to that bracket. She might cheat her way to victory, but no, I'm guessing Sasha. I know NWA was on the other night. Thunder Rosa is NWA champ. She is. And she's awesome. Daze, did you like the Pac promo? Yes. I thought it was like something out of The Ring. It was awesome. It was awesome. Someone in the chat, I can't remember who, pointed out that Matt Riddle is wearing Lakers colours. He is. He is. So, Matt Riddle in gold and purple. That show was cancelled, wasn't it? That it was meant to be Lakers versus the Clippers on... Was it last night? I think it was meant to be last night and it got cancelled. Anyone else just got that in their head now? That yeah. Oh my god! It's all I've got going around my head now. I've just got that Yuka song that they just played. Yeah. That's all my head's doing. Wow. Shout to Cool and Fun Time with your Bade and a Bid. Magnum TA is Tessa Blanchard's oh my god, I used to be able to talk. Magnum TA is Tessa Blanchard's stepfather. Yes. Pac is an angry elf. You can say that to him. Was you a Lakers fan? I wasn't a Lakers fan. I always supported the Toronto Raptors since I went to Toronto in the 90s. I went to Toronto, I think it was a school trip. There was this massive school trip that you had to save up for 2 years for to go to Toronto. It's like one of those once in a lifetime things. And yeah, I went. I was fortunate enough to go, and so I went to Toronto with about 30 people from school. And it was a school trip. I don't know why we went, actually. I don't know why it was Toronto. But we went to a game. That was part of the trip. And I just followed him ever since. It was before Vince Carter, but not much before. I remember Damon Stoudemire was a player. I didn't know anything about basketball, so I've supported him since then. And it worked out well for me last year. But I, of course, have nothing but the utmost respect for the Lakers and especially what Kobe was able to achieve. So, R.I.P. Kobe and, of course, his daughter. And we've spoken about that on previous streams, heartbreaking. Right, back to AEW. We've got Private Party making their way down. Yeah. Shout out Carter. Chalmers says you're making it get stuck in my head. Sorry. Hashtag Dusty Classic. I think we're about to go to commercial breakers. Peter is down on the outside, so grizzled young veterans doing well in the early stages of the match. Of course, getting closer as well to Tyson Fury against Deontay Wilder. We are watching that show. Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. We are watching that boxing match in Feb. And also, we will be doing the Jake Paul fight. I don't know when it is. It might be tomorrow. I don't know. Someone told me Thursday. And it is Thursday tomorrow. Emo Bart Simpson is here. Darby Allin. There's a little kid in the crowd that's dressed up as Darby Allin, which is really cool. People are saying that they're overdoing the skateboard thing. I like it. I like Darby Allin. I think they've done a good job with him. I was worried when he... Well, he didn't lose to Cody, did he? Didn't it go to a time... Was it a time limit draw last year, him and Cody? Inner Circle making their way out. We're still at commercial break for NXT. There's only, technically 19 minutes to go. Of course, we always stick around for about half an hour after, because I like to make sure that I have spoken to people that want to speak to us, put their thoughts across. And it's always difficult on a Wednesday to watch two shows. Magnum TA, Terry Allen Hyatt is Missy Hyatt's cousin. No relation to the hotel chain. Days, do you remember the Spife tool? I do. I was wondering, is it down here? No, I don't think it is down here. It could be down here. There's normally one around somewhere. I do remember, yes. Just barely a time limit draw. Looked like Cody was going to get the 3 count. It was a good match. It was a good match, that match between those two. But I must admit, I was a little bit concerned. Because at that time, Cody was really putting himself over. He was like winning everything. But it's worked out really well for Darby Allin. I think they've really built Darby Allin up well. I think what they've done with Orange Cassidy has been really good. A lot of support for Big Swole. A lot of support for Chris Statlander. They're really putting over SCU, but they were kind of over anyway. Jericho, obviously, same situation. But there's no denying that AEW have definitely built some stars, you know? Le Champion is here as well, making his way down to the ring. Days, how do I buy your merch? Well, there's only a t-shirt. You can get, you should be able to get it off Amazon. I actually worked especially with a company that could get it onto Amazon for that reason. So you can get it straight from a website called Urban Species here in the UK. I wouldn't recommend going that way if you're not in the UK. If you're in America or Canada or something, just put Wrestling Days into Amazon and you should be able to see everything that's available. I think you can like choose the color and there's sweatshirts and t-shirts. I haven't even got a sweatshirt myself, actually. Definitely should get a Wrestling Day. I should get a Wrestling Day sweatshirt. Pete Dunne tags in Matt Riddle. Goes for a kick. Clothesline to the outside. The guy in the crowd was filming with a flip phone. What a legend. Didn't even know you could film with flip phones. I thought they only took pictures. And played Snake. Nice. Stand in. Moonsault, no one home, but into a senton by Matt Riddle. The fans have spoken. Vince will retire soon. Days, I love you, man. Shout out, MTers. Hope you are well. Where are you from, Days? I am from a little place called Stourbridge in the middle of the UK. It's about 20 minutes drive from Birmingham. Equally about 20-minute drive from Wolverhampton. So I kind of feel like I'm an honorary member of British Strong Style. Because 20 minutes from where I was born, I could get to where Pete Dunne comes from. 20 minutes drive, I could get to where Trent Seven's from. No word of a lie, a 2-hour walk, which is roughly about a 6-minute drive, I could actually get to where Tyler Bates from. So I really am kind of in that area. So yeah, I am very much one of those guys. And I've met Tyler a couple of times. He's a nice guy. I've never actually spoke to Pete Dunne or Trent Seven though. wrestling night, and I should be the tag champs. I used to have a flip phone somewhere. You flip it sideways. What, to film? Do you? There we go. Learning things about phones that are 20 years old. We're underway on AEW. We're well underway in the final here with a kick out by Matt Riddle. This should be our main event. Surrounded by greatness. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if I was a kid now, I honestly would go down the wrestling road. I would. I never really grew up even thinking about being a wrestler. You used to pretend to be a wrestler, but the only role model that I had as a kid was the British Bulldog. That was the only British guy that I would see on TV. I never used to watch WCW, so I wouldn't see William Regal or Lord Stephen Regal. I only saw the British Bulldog. And I know that he got trained in Canada. So the message that I got as a young kid was, look, you can make it in WWE, but you've got to leave and go to Canada. It's like, probably won't do that. You know? I mean, fair play to the British Bulldog for doing it, but I probably won't do that. So I wasn't aware of any wrestling schools in my area or anything like that. So, I mean, there was a wrestling scene. There must have been a wrestling scene, but I was just never, ever exposed to it. I wasn't aware of it. It just wasn't a thing. I went to wrestling as a kid, but I would always watch WWE. Nice enziguri kick by James Drake. Gibson. Oh. What happened? There was a bit of confusion, and grizzled young veterans got caught. Knee strikes. Enziguri, though, by Drake. It's carnage. Planted down. Knee strike by Riddle. 1, 2. Kick out. There was nothing Gibson could do then. If Drake hadn't have kicked out, they would have won it, the Broserweights. I'm St. Louis tonight. That is Orton country. Worried about getting RKO'd. Bulldog is a good role model. Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, I really wanted him to, as a kid, I wanted him to win the WWE Championship, you know. I loved him being in the main event and winning the main event of SummerSlam 92. I honestly think you don't appreciate the impact that has, but I honestly think if you to speak to Pete Dunne and speak to Tyler, speak to Trent Seven, they would tell you how important SummerSlam 92 was to the history of British wrestling, and seeing the Bulldog main event at Wembley, it really opened a lot of people's eyes and, you know, gave the British scene a shot in the arm, and I'm sure they would all mention it as a key moment as they were coming up, growing up, coming through. It's why I really do think there should be more international pay-per-views, but they just keep going to either Australia or Saudi Arabia. That is it. In comes Pete and Gibson. I tell you what, it's very cool to see a boy from Birmingham in the ring right now with a boy from Liverpool on NXT. You want to talk about British wrestling and the impact that SummerSlam 92 had? Just ask the two people that are in the ring right now. Pete Dunne and Gibson roll through. Dunne has got the leg ankle lock of Gibson. And Riddle doing the same. With Drake, we've got 11 minutes to go. You wouldn't imagine that, well, you'd think they're going to get out of it somehow. Double ankle locks. Days Your Shirt isn't on Amazon. It should be. Search, it might even be in the link to this watch along, to be honest. I'm not too sure. Again, it should be. Search Wrestling Days. Search Urban Species. Urban Species should have a shop on Amazon. I know for a fact it's on the US one and on the Canada one, because people have purchased from it. If, as said, if you're in the UK, I'd go to Urban Species. We are at commercial break on NXT, so I know I'm talking and waffling, but you're not missing anything. Over on AEW, we're still underway with this 6-man match, which I've got to be honest, I think is a little bit disappointing, to be honest, that it's the main event. I understand Jericho being in it kind of makes it the main event. But Private Party, Darby Allin as a team, interesting. Against Inner Circle, interesting. But main event, I don't know. I mean, it's up against NXT that's got the final of the Dusty Cup, you know, so. But still, good stuff. Shout out to the Demon King. Demon King, we need Charlotte to attack Rhea. Well, I don't know how we're going to get it, if we're going to get it, to be honest. Days Mickey James is from Richmond, Virginia. I live 2 hours away from there. Very cool. I would like to go to wrestling school, but I have some body problems. Not necessarily weight, but mostly cosmetic issues that wouldn't allow me to wear proper ring attire. Dude, I'm sure there's ways around it. Honestly, I'm sure there's ways around it. I think, you know, what we saw with AEW is, you know, in their very first match, they did that Battle Royal. There was a guy in there, I forget his name. He didn't have any legs. There was a guy in the ring that didn't even have any legs. I mean, it shows, doesn't it, that there's a way through for everyone. If you want to do it, do it. As I said, if I was coming through now, I would do it. I would do it. I know where the schools are. I'm not afraid of hard work. Not afraid of, you know, doing what I need to do to get where I need to get. So, yeah, I would do it. The problem is, I am a little bit advanced in age now. So, it's not really realistic to kind of start at my age. You guys can live the dream instead. I'm living this dream now. Big strike by Gibson as Riddle is knocked to the outside. Pete Dunne into the corner on the top. Ooh, top rope enziguri by Drake. Gibson's sure like that, applauding away. What would your wrestler name be, Days? Big Splash by Ortiz. I don't know. Feel free to let me know. What would my wrestler name be? I'm sure the chat can come up with something for us. Something that's going to capture all of my best qualities. Once you found one, just go with that. I tell you what, really good work here by Gibson. Where are we? We've got 6 minutes to go. Pete Dunne getting to the... I love it when they do that. Love it when they do that. James Drake pulling the ring ropes away from Pete Dunne. Pete is teasing that he's going to have to tap. Riddle. Is Riddle going to charge in? Yeah, charges in and spears Gibson with Drake on his back. Pete Dunne was in trouble there. Shankly Gates, it was the Shankly Gates. Mama Days. Days, sexy boy Pigger. Yes. Mason Days. Daisy Man. Super Days. Dazed and Confused would be my finishing move. Daisy Runaway. That's it. Love it. Anna Dawes has nailed it. Braun Strowman versus Daisy Runaway. Daisy not here today. Here we go. We're getting close. Bit of joint manipulation. The fingers have been snapped. He's looking for a bitter end on... into a knee strike. He's gone down. Is this the end? 2. No, it wasn't. I thought that was it. I honestly thought that was it. I thought they'd managed to put James Drake away. Got him up there. Surely they can smell the beginning of the end, though. But Gibson's up. He deals with Pete Dunne. Nice roll through by Drake too. Kick out by Riddle. Round the back goes Riddle. It's a very good main event. We're not at the point where we're getting "this is awesome" chants at the moment. Ooh. Electric chair on the outside. Drake through the ropes. Connects. Oh! Wow. That was impressive. They've just dealt with Pete Dunne. He is surely out of the picture now. Now they've got to try and deal with Matt Riddle. Private Party going for the pin. 1, 2. No, shoulder up by Jericho. So that match continuing on AEW. Matt Riddle gets planted down. Yeah, big. 1, 2. No, kick out by Riddle. Riddle survives. Absolute scenes. Now we're getting to "this is awesome" territory. Real drama. Pete Dunne's back in. Pete Dunne's back in and Riddle's reversed. Plants them down. Inner Circle have picked up the victory. So Inner Circle standing tall. In comes Pete Dunne. Caught. 1, 2. And they've done it. They've done it. The Broserweights have won the Dusty Cup. Winners of the Dusty Rhodes Classic, Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle. Big, big cheers. Well deserved. So there we go. Matt Riddle, Pete Dunne versus Undisputed Era. Broserweights. I'm working and I'm here. Shout out to you, William. Hello, Jesse. There we go. Big, big moment. We've crowned the winners of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. The Broserweights getting the job done. Just keeping an eye on AEW because it hasn't gone off air yet. The Inner Circle just returned and destroyed Private Party. And now they're about to destroy Darby Allin. Sammy Guevara wants to smash. Oh, Darby Allin, and he does with the skateboard. How did they get that trophy into the ring? Yeah, they've been a team for 3 weeks. The fireworks are shooting up into the air. The Dusty Cup is in the ring. William Regal is in the ring. And we've got streamers and everything's kicking off. And look, no overrun this week. They've got the little graphic in the corner. They're ending it on time. They're ending it with the Broserweights. Up next, Miz and Mrs. That's why. We've got to go straight to Miz and Mrs. Done. Done. The rumours of Charlotte Flair were not true. Or certainly not this week. We know that we've got Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair next week. So, turn coming. Yeah, they could lose and Pete Dunne could turn on Matt Riddle or Matt Riddle could turn on Pete Dunne. You do feel like it's going that way. No overrun? How about that? If people... Imagine if you watched AEW and you're like, right, let's turn over. Let's see what's happening on USA. You turn over. You're going to have Miz and Mrs. Let me know your scores. Let me know your scores. What do you give AEW? What do you give NXT? The build for Rhea and Charlotte will start after TakeOver. Yeah, there was big rumours that it was going to be tonight. There was big rumours that Charlotte was going to be on the show tonight. I mean, I didn't know, to be honest. But it didn't go that way. 10 out of 10 Daisy. 10 out of 10 for NXT. 10 out of 10 NXT. AWE 6.7. 9 for NXT. 4.5 for AEW. 8.75, 9, 9, 8, 7. 7.25 for both. I gotta be honest, like, my feeling for NXT was it was a very strong show, and they managed to keep it going for 2 hours. Like, there was no moment that I was like, this is a bit flat, apart from Chelsea Green. When Chelsea Green came down, it was Chelsea Green against Kaden Carter. I understand it's her NXT debut, but I'm just not that bothered by the Chelsea Green character. Do you know what I mean? They've got more colourful, impressive women on the roster than Chelsea Green, in my opinion. You know, you see someone like Shotzi Blackheart that's driving down in a tank and she's got green hair and all this and she's screaming her head off and you're like, whoa, that's someone that I want to see. But Chelsea Green, that's a heel, that's kind of like walking down with this guy. It's like, I'm not that bothered, to be honest. I mean, like, so for me, it dipped a little there. But then the shock result was like, what? Hey, what's going on here? I thought the main event was really cool. First match, Finn Balor, Trent Seven. I'm feeling a really, really good result for NXT this week. No OMG moments, really. No, like, big OMG moments. But we did get the winners of the Dusty Cup, so I feel like this was an above average week. I'm gonna say 8.5 for NXT. 8.5 for NXT. I think it was really solid. I can only really think of a missing big OMG moment. And maybe just a little dip during, like, Chelsea Green. But everything else, I mean, like, the Ciampa stuff. Ciampa and Cole was brilliant. Really good. Some great matches. I mean, Dijakovic, there's even stuff I'm forgetting. That might be harsh. Now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, nah, it's better than an 8.5. But I've said it now, so I've got to stick with it. Do you know what I mean? That was my gut. I've watched the show. My gut feeling was an 8.25. AEW, I think, wasn't the best. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't as good as NXT. I think their main event just wasn't as important. I think that the promo at the start wasn't as good as the match. Like Moxley's promo wasn't as good as the match. I like Big Swole. SCU versus whoever they were facing. I can't even remember who they were facing now. Angélico and do you know what? I'm just feeling it's a 7. Maybe a 7.25. Maybe a 7. Maybe a 7. I can't think why I would give him more. 7. It's not, do you know what I mean? Like, the thing with AEW is it's a really good show. The thing with AEW is you're going to get a really good show. If you want to watch some good wrestling, some decent storytelling, some interesting stuff, some good vignettes, some good wrestling, you're never going to get let down. I don't think I've watched an AEW show where I've been like, that's awful, that's trash, what is this rubbish? I've never felt that way about AEW. In fact, in the early weeks, I thought it was better than NXT. In the early weeks of AEW, I was consistently saying it was a better show than NXT. But now, I can't say I feel that way. I feel like I'm more excited for Tommaso and Adam Cole. I feel like there's some feuds that are going on, like Tegan Nox versus Dakota Kai. Compare that to Nyla Rose versus Big Swole. That's where you can start getting your comparisons. And I love Big Swole. But it didn't have the intensity or the story that Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai had, because they'd planted that seed a long time ago. And they'd let it, grow, and they'd let that hatred grow. And, we saw the little attack at Worlds Collide. And, Tegan Nox has been out of the picture for a while. They really sold that injury from War Games. You got a lot of storytelling there compared to Nyla Rose and Big Swole. And again, as I said, you compare the opening of NXT and compare the opening to AEW. And again, it just feels a little bit like, you've got a Moxley promo, which was fine, but it didn't really go anywhere apart from they brought out a load of Inner Circle people. It was a bit of a beat down. He ran into the crowd. Fine. Yep, good. But I feel like the Finn Balor-Trent Seven match was maybe a little more engaging. And then you look at the finale as well, and you look at, the finale of the Dusty Cup against Private Party and Darby Allin against the Inner Circle, which didn't, for me, have, a great deal riding on it. I don't know if this week's episode was just a bit of a hangover from the Jericho cruise. The Jericho cruise, obviously, captured everyone's imagination. They were wrestling on a boat. That's cool. And we got, some really interesting stuff like Moxley against Pac and all that kind of stuff. Maybe this week was just a bit of we need to reset a little bit. We need to go again. We need to build again. So, I don't know. Maybe you think I got it wrong. I still think, I'm not running down AEW. I'm really not. I still think it was a good show from them. But I think NXT won it. I don't like Britt Baker's promos in AEW. Days, what did you score NWA Power? Wow, this is where I have to confess that I didn't watch it yesterday. The thing is that with NXT, you can watch it anytime because it goes onto the network, right? So it goes onto the network. So I don't think it's on there now, but I could watch it whenever I want. I don't know about AEW, to be honest. But I always watch them both live because we do the watch along. Because we didn't do the watch along yesterday, I didn't so much feel the I have to watch this now, if you know what I mean. I didn't feel that I want to watch it. I'm gonna watch it. I still listen to the NWA podcast and what they had to say about it after, because I just had it on whilst I was doing other stuff. I just made sure. But the thing with This Is the NWA podcast, who I love, those guys you can put on in the background. You don't have to necessarily sit there watching them. You can just listen to what they're saying whilst you're doing other stuff. With NWA, you have to give it your attention, your kind of full attention in a way. So I was doing a little bit of research and work for future videos yesterday, which is why I didn't watch it. And then again, there's decorating and stuff. Do you know what? I might watch it in a minute. I might put it on in a minute, and then I'll be able to tell you on Friday what I score it. If I don't end up watching NWA tonight, 100% I'm watching it tomorrow. So as I said, I'm still a fan. I'm still watching them. But yeah, I didn't feel the need to watch it live. So I'll let you know on Friday is the answer. Why are AEW making Britt Baker a heel? I think it's because there's maybe a few... she kind of didn't get where she needed to get to as a face, and I could maybe understand her getting a bit frustrated about that. So perhaps they're trying her as a heel. Perhaps they've looked at it and they've gone, right, well, we've got Chris Statlander, we've got Big Swole, we've got Hikaru Shida, we've got Riho. Without even trying, there's 4 faces. Who have we got heels? Well, we've got the Nightmare Collective, but literally no one likes them. We've got Nyla Rose. We're probably a little light on heels. So perhaps they've looked at it and gone, well, let's switch Britt Baker. I'm not saying it's the right move, but maybe that's why. Shout out to This Is the NWA podcast, who I didn't know was in the chat, but shout out to you guys. I genuinely was listening to those guys running through the show. As I said, I had it on in the background whilst I was just doing a little bit of research. But yeah, I will be catching up with Power. If not tonight, then tomorrow. David in Real Life says, this is the NWA podcast, are awesome, love those guys. Yup. Days, in my opinion, NXT has had the better matches, but the promos and backstage segments I would give to AEW. I really loved Tommaso destroying the Undisputed Era, and then the promos that, I mean, like, the image of Tommaso with blood coming down his head, looking at Goldie, and blood dripping onto Goldie, that has to be the promo, the segment of the night, really, outside of the matches. For me, anyway. And I thought Keith Lee did some excellent promo work. So I don't know if I would agree with promos. I would agree with vignettes. I think what AEW do with vignettes is excellent. Excellent. So I would love to see NXT maybe bring that in. Like, really give us a bit more. Don't just keep giving us replays. I don't want replays. I'm sick of seeing replays of stuff we've seen. Give me new content. Give me new content. You know, there has to be a degree of... I understand there has to be a degree of bringing people up to speed with the story, but I kind of feel like the commentators can do a degree of that. It doesn't have to be so heavily reliant upon replays all the time. So I really do appreciate what AEW are doing with that. I really freaked out when they went to that butcher shop and gave the bunny, the butcher, the blade, the envelope that had the money inside. Thought that was really good. RWF Racing says, NWA Power was a great show, but it was not the same without a day's watch along. Well, we spoke about all of that earlier, bud. I feel like we that has been covered. So yeah, we'll see for next week. Eric Haberman, shout out to you. So thank you very much to Eric Haberman, who is just constantly supporting the channel, like way more than you should. Like, really do appreciate it. RWF Racing, thank you for the support as well, my friend. Sunnywell, friendship, love you, Days. See you soon. See you later, buddy. We are going to stick around for another 18 minutes. I always like to stick around about half an hour after NXT and AEW to discuss anything that we've just seen, or anything that you want to talk about. I'm literally here for questions and answers or whatever, because I know I don't get a chance to interact as much on a Wednesday when the shows are on during the Wednesday night wrestling that we enjoy. So if you want to talk about anything AEW, anything NXT, NWA, Raw, SmackDown, whatever, Rumble, whatever, then we can talk about that. But yeah, I think the main event of NXT went the way that I expected. The face team of the Broserweights going to take on the heel team of Undisputed Era at NXT TakeOver Portland, which is going to be great because that card is really coming together now, because we know we're getting Adam Cole versus Tommaso Ciampa. Brilliant segment tonight. Daddy is coming for Goldie. So that is awesome. And we know we've got Rhea Ripley against Bianca Belair, and they've done such a good job of building that, because Rhea having that big moment where there was loads of people in the crowd last year when she won the title. And then, of course, the star-making performance for Bianca Belair at the Royal Rumble. So, you know, you kind of collide in two big popular stars at the moment, which is just always results in great matches, great moments. That's what you do, isn't it? You build up two people, collide them together, and that's what they're doing with Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. So, really looking forward to that match. And then, of course, we know we're getting Undisputed Era versus Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle. So, really coming together. Looks like we might be getting Dijakovic and Keith Lee, but we'll have to wait and see. Shout out to Christopher, Tristan, Danger Gals. Hope you are well. Thank you very much for the support, my friend. We need Dakota to go full heel. I think she has, dude. I think she has gone full heel, in all fairness. I think she obviously destroyed Tegan Nox at War Games. She constantly is trying to use that knee brace during the match. She tried to use the chair, but Candice LeRae came down and stopped her. So I feel like she has gone as full heel as she can. I'd be interested to know what she does now, though, because, you know, Tegan having to use that knee brace to get the victory, I don't think she's going to care about that. She just wanted to get Dakota Kai. And that's what I was saying. If you compare that women's match to the women's match we got on AEW, you can see the difference in the build, in the story, and yeah, that's why I think maybe tonight AEW purposely did a bit of not a reset show, but maybe just planted some groundwork for some future stories coming out of Bash at the Beach, coming out of that Jericho cruise. Perhaps they knew this week was going to be a little bit of a hit. I don't know. Days, the Robot Lawrence is $24.50 online. The Robot Lawrence. Dude, send me a link to that if you can. I want to see it. I will look for it. Do I just search Lawrence the Robot on Twitter or something? Or I literally have got no idea what you're on about, other than the fact that I love the idea there's a robot called Lawrence. And if I can buy one for £24.50, I will. I definitely will. Days, Ciampa copied The Fiend for the contract signing. Yeah. Yes and no. I mean, signing contracts in blood is something that's been done before. But actually, I mean, like, he actually signed it with the pen, but it was the crowd that were chanting, sign it with the blood, sign it with the blood. And that's when he went, like, and then wiped his hand down, held it up, and the crowd went mental. So, I don't know if he was copying him. I don't know. Days, do you remember Hulk Hogan's daughter? Yes, Brooke Hogan. I don't know what she does now. Days, how come you don't like the Dark Order promos? I did at the start. I really liked when they were recruiting, and I really like stories. I really like to know backstories on characters. Which is why, again, I was really into the MJF Butcher Blade thing. So when they were doing those vignettes about who the Dark Order are and who these minions are and how they were recruiting people that maybe felt lonely, felt like they didn't belong, and so they were bringing them into their group, I was like, I get it. I understand. It's like a cult. Now, it didn't get the best response because, of course, there was the guy that was throwing the rubbish-looking punches, and so that was all over the internet. I also think you've got a degree of hardcore NXT fans that are just going to not care about anything AEW does. Equally, you've got a hardcore group of AEW fans that won't care what NXT does, right? So you're always going to have these negative voices on social media shouting out for the brand that they support. But I try to be impartial. I try to just watch it and enjoy wrestling because it really is a great time to be a wrestling fan. And for me, I appreciated the fact they were trying to explain what the Dark Order was. But then they kind of lost their way a little bit because when they attacked, it didn't look great. Equally, you don't get great Dark Order matches, and that's a problem. You can build. Like, would The Undertaker have been as great if when he did actually have a match, it sucked all the time? Do you know what I mean? Like, when The Undertaker had a match, at least he was, still in character, and he had the tombstone, and he moved slowly and menacing, and he could walk on the top rope, and for a big guy, he was so agile and come crashing down, and he's strong, and, do you know what I mean? Choke slams, and, that was just in the early days, and, of course, things would then evolve, and then you'd be getting killer matches. I mean, honestly, just brilliant matches from The Undertaker, and, then you had the whole feud with Kane, blah, 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 blah. Would it have been the same if he just sucked? If he just came down and, his matches weren't memorable, there was nothing about them that you really remembered or enjoyed, and I feel to a degree he would still get over, certainly in that time period, but honestly, now I think he would struggle. Now, because unless you can go out there and do it in the ring, I don't think you're going to really capture people's attention as much. And also, this really isn't the era for strong gimmicks like that, I don't think. I think The Fiend has done very well, but equally, I think the crowd are probably more into Daniel Bryan. I think the crowd were more behind Bryan than they were behind The Fiend at Royal Rumble. But The Fiend is the top merch seller. I think that took a lot of work. I think there's no denying that took a lot of work. They had to do a lot of Firefly Funhouses to get him where he is. You could argue he's wobbled a little bit since they kind of stopped doing the Funhouses. There's been a few like attacks in the ring where that's kind of all you had for a few weeks, just him showing up and attacking people. You always had a few little promos and things, but I think people would like longer Funhouse episodes to come back. So yeah, I think the Fiend has definitely worked. There's no denying that, but it's taken a lot of work. And I think that AEW really did try to, do something similar with the Dark Order, but they just don't back it up. They just don't. They haven't backed it up in the ring, and now it's like, now we're not even. It's kind of like we had the Funhouse things for the Dark Order. Now we're not getting anything. Now we're just getting little promos, unless they do it on Being the Elite or something that I don't see, or AEW Dark. But we don't see them anymore on Dynamite, and I wish we would get them. I wish we'd get longer vignettes and stuff for the Dark Order, because I like those. NWA is on fire. What did you think of AEW tonight? I thought it was good, not great, is my honest answer. But I still thought it was good. Yes, longer fun houses. It's what people loved, man. People loved it. People loved the puppets. That was so clever to not only give us the Fiend and Funhouse Bray, but give us this universe. And that's what I'm saying. It took a long time to build that universe, to flesh out those characters, to get us talking about it with theory videos and everything. You had like a couple of weeks of the Dark Order, and they didn't go far enough with it. They could have had some characters like the guy that we first saw that was on the tube. He was over to me. I wanted to see him compete. I wanted to see this guy that had been mugged on that underground, got on the train, felt like a loser. The guy spoke to him on the TV. Do you feel like you're alone? Blah, blah, blah. Join us. So he joined them. And I don't know what happened to him. I don't know where he is now. I don't know what that guy's doing. That's what I'm saying. Like, there was a few things going well, I thought, for the Dark Order. And they just kind of threw it all away. It takes a lot of work. You have to look, and I think a perfect example is The Fiend. Week after week after week. People didn't like that first Funhouse. There's a lot of people laying into it. First time they saw it, and then there was a lot of people the next week saying, I'll admit when I'm wrong. I'm really into this. I'm seeing that darker side now, Sunny Wolf says, yes, love the puppets. Wes says, NWA is taking over the world. William, stop trying to give the girl a heart attack. Release the Fiendling's Wolfling. This Saturday, the Fiend found in the garbage bin dismembered. That would be a turn. Still think that Bray is building that character, and we will get a change once he loses the title. If he goes against Roman at Mania, I think he'll need someone to interfere for him. I would love it if he won clean. I really would. I think that would be a big feather in the cap of the Fiend if he could get that victory against Roman clean, or as close to clean as possible. Maybe there's a stipulation involved. Maybe it could be Hell in a Cell. I don't know. I think we all get a little nervous now if we think about the Fiend and Hell in a Cell. But, there's definitely options that they can explore. It doesn't have to just be a straight one-on-one match. It could be, well, it will be one-on-one, but what I'm saying is there could be a stipulation involved. Could be ladder match, title suspended. Could be cage match. Could be anything, Inferno, whatever. So we'll have to kind of wait and see what they come up with. But I am concerned about it because you'd look at it and say, yeah, Roman's winning that. And to be honest, I don't want him to. Is the truth. Are we going to honour Kobe Bryant? I'm not really sure what else we can do, to be honest. We had a little picture in the background for a few days. We have spoken about him on previous streams. I've been reading up about it. I know that they're still trying to look into the crash and what happened, and I think she was on her way to like a training school, wasn't she? His daughter, and it's a story that's still kind of developing in a way. There's still the investigation going on, so certainly not forgetting about Kobe. But I haven't heard what the plans are, if there is going to be like a celebration TV thing, or I haven't heard anything. So I don't know if you guys have. The only thing I heard was that the Clippers versus the Lakers had been cancelled, which is probably, the right call. As a massive Roman and Fiend fan, if Roman beats the Fiend, great. He got the championship he had to relinquish. Good point. If he's losing, Roman is probably going to turn heel, and I want that. Yeah, to be honest, you've made a really good point. He never lost that belt. So as much as we can maybe moan that Roman has always been around that title picture, he was champion when he had to surrender it. And if he has worked his way to get back to that title picture, I suppose it is fair dues, isn't it? I feel like Roman is a really a big commodity. Like, he really is the face of WWE. I know Becky's there as well, of course. And you could argue the Fiend if he is still the top merch seller. So I totally get all of these conversations, but you've got to say Roman's in the mix, yeah? 4 WrestleManias in a row. You're talking John Cena kind of level for Roman Reigns. But I feel like they could use him better. The fact he, pulled through that leukemia, it's such a strong story. I'm not saying they should bang on about it or dwell on it or anything like that, but man, there's got to be a bigger way to use Roman than titles. Do you know what I mean? Don't know. I kind of feel like people like Roman, and I think people do want to support Roman. I don't think they were booing him at the Rumble because they hate him. I just don't think they want him by the title. I think we've seen it. It's been done many, many times. So I think the majority, or the vocal majority, I should say, kind of want to see the Fiend with the belt for a little while. Want to see some new names. I think, you're hearing a lot of cheers for Drew McIntyre, a lot of support for Drew McIntyre. And we said the other day, it's because it's another new name in the mix, isn't it? Keeps it fresh at the top. The NXT tease is Brian Cage's logo. Ooh, that's interesting. The rumours were that he'd signed with AEW. Days, here's a dream match. Titus O'Neil versus The Fiend. Wow, Titus O'Neil does love going under the ring. I would imagine Orton would be pretty decent. Mercy and Matt playing an alarming Abby. These are the rumours. The NXT tease is Brian Cage. Kobe Bryant, R.I.P. Titus would get murdered by The Fiend. You're making some good points. Well, I don't know if they're good points. They're definitely points. I can guarantee that. If you enjoy watching wrestling and you want to share your thoughts on wrestling, then, our watch-alongs are always here for that. And if you want to hear some points, not even good points, I will always provide them. You can decide whether you think they're good or not. You're a good guy wrestling, Dave. Shout out to Callum Jess. Goober. Everybody say Goofy Goober. Where are we? We've got 2 minutes. This is your 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning, friends. I always like to stick around half an hour so that we can chat wrestling, talk about the things that we have seen, let you get your points across and whatevs. But we are coming towards the end of our Wednesday night wrestling stream. Of course, no stream tomorrow. Well, I don't think so. I will stream the Jake Paul fight. I've had so many people asking me that I will stream it, okay? I don't know nothing about it. I don't know who he's fighting. He's fighting some Gib, right? I don't know what a Gib is, but he's facing this Gib, and I need to read up on it and everything. I don't even know when it is. Someone told me that it's this Tuesday. Well, this Tuesday is tomorrow, so I might be streaming tomorrow. I don't know. I'll have a look after. If it's not, then maybe it's a week tomorrow. I don't know. Days House Kia, she is sad, as you might imagine. She's got a little head down like this all the time. Just every time you walk into the room, she stands up thinking, they're going to let me out. And we can't let her out because she's not allowed to walk around on the leg. The leg is, I wonder if I could try and take a picture so I could show you. It's pretty moody. They've had to shave all the hair off and everything. So yeah, she's a bit down. Unfortunately, she's got to be in that cage for 4 weeks, but it's for her own good. They said that when they operated, the tendon in her leg was starting to go. It was starting to go. So it was an operation that had to happen. even if she wasn't like hobbling around, she got to the point last time where she was starting to hobble, and we got the operation done, went through the recovery last year, and we could see straight away it was starting to happen on the other leg, and even the vet had said, "Oh, you'll be back." So yeah, look, she's all right. She's getting lots of fuss. Where every time I see her and go into the room, I'm always opening the cage, giving her love, giving her fuss and everything. And she's going out every 3-4 hours to go to the toilet, but other than that, she's just in the cage, and she doesn't love it. She loves running around, so I do feel bad for her. What happened to your dog's leg? We've got a German Shepherd, and apparently it's quite common with German Shepherds, Alsatians. I didn't know. It's our first dog that we've had, but apparently it's quite common that, they're big dogs, so when they sit down and get up, it puts a lot of strain on the back legs in particular. And it's quite common that the back legs, kind of, the tendons snap, and they need... I don't know the technicalities of it, but I know that they have to, like, reshape the bone and reinforce it and all stuff like this, so that the back legs still work, basically. But I don't know what happens with the tendons. I don't know if they repair the tendons. I don't know if they can repair the tendons, if they put them back together, or what they do. But I've definitely been told that the bone gets reshaped, and there's like metal reinforcements to help her back legs. Well, the one went like mid last year, and we've spoken about it on streams. I had the cage next to me where I'd be streaming and she'd be in the cage as she was recovering. She recovered 100%, took her back on walks, December running around, everything was good. But then towards the end of December, you could see the other leg was going. So I know this is wrestling days and not pet care days, but yeah, we have spoken about and shown Kira on videos before. So yeah, I appreciate people asking about her. She's down, but she's fine. We're doing what has to be done. So Dave in real life says, another great stream. Thanks, bud. Really appreciate you joining us. We always like to have a little bit of fun where we can. Obviously, Wednesday is very heavy focused on wrestling because there's so much wrestling to focus on. But love it, man. Love it, love it, love it. Aren't you ready for WrestleMania 36? I'm getting ready. I'm getting there. Check your closets and basements. The Fiend might be hanging out. Right, this says we've been streaming for 3 hours, 28 minutes, and 30 seconds. So, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stick around for a minute and a half. I don't know if I've got a bit of OCD with that, but I like to get to... If I'm this close to, like, 3.5 hours, I'm going to get there. So, we've got a minute. A minute, I tell you. Daisy, are you pumped for SmackDown? I am. It's going to be a fresh start. Feel better, Daisy's dog. Thank you, Robin. Thank you. Yeah, I am pumped for SmackDown. I'm pumped because I honestly thought there was going to be outside interference during the Fiend Daniel Bryan match, and I can't call where we're going now. I cannot tell you where we go from here. I don't know. We were talking about it earlier in the stream, and See Wrestling was like, it'd be really cool if they did something with Matt Hardy, and I completely agree it would be cool. I don't think either of us believe that will happen. But yeah, I can only imagine the Daniel Bryan feud continues, and then Roman wins Elimination Chamber. That's how we get to WrestleMania. That's all I can think, to be honest. It's really interesting. Don't beat your dog. I couldn't. Honestly, I couldn't. She's huge. She's huge. And I do love her very, very much. Too Sweet says, like this video, hit the thumbs up. Thank you very much, buddy. Thank you. Really appreciate it. We are there. We're done. We've got to the 3 hours, 30 minutes mark. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. I genuinely do appreciate it. I love streaming. You know I do. It's why we do an hour before and then we stick around for half an hour after. So that we can just talk whatever it is you want to talk about. Talk about wrestling, talk about AEW, talk about NWA, talk about WWE, talk about NXT. Blah, 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 blah. Talk about it all, yeah? Yeah, I love doing it. I don't know if we're back tomorrow. If we are, it'd be for a Jake Paul fight, but I don't know when it is. So I will have a look into that. If it's not tomorrow, then we are back for SmackDown on Friday. So thank you so much for joining us. Have great evenings, nights, mornings, wherever you are in the world. And hopefully I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.